slides.
And we're live-ish. What's up, everybody? Just wrapped up the 4th National Shooting Competition. Now I got to pick up my new rifle in the morning. Going to be a good week. Sounds like a good week, Mason Williams. Happy Thursday, everybody. How's the signal quality? Jay Moore, shalom. Can you hear me? We sure can, bear. Excellent. Charlton James is here. Dr. Trevor. The doctor is in the house, and he has prescribed a Man of War Ruination Warhorse cut. Thank you, Doc. Strong signal. Roger that, JoJo. Congratulations on the 501c3 status. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's a huge deal. I had a few people in the comments that didn't quite understand why that was a huge deal, but the long and short of it is two things. First of all, it means that grindstone revenue doesn't become my personal tax burden, so that's a good thing. And then next, it means that the large donors who have been waiting in the wings to be able to partner with can now do so. So that's wonderful. And we've had several people say, well, you're a sellout. Well, you have to sell something to be a sellout, dumbass. We don't sell anything. Also, 501c3 was the downfall of the American church. No, the downfall of the American church was not teaching what the Bible says, and we're not a church. So to that, I would say, you go start your ministry, you bear all the tax burden, and you do all the things, and I'll just show up with my tools. Tough guy, you handle it. So, fabulous. Ehud Sword. Shaloha, NWA Prepper. Shalom. Thank you, Danny Jackson. Thank you. Archangel, bless you. Sergeant Storms.
NWA know that we're coming to Fort Smith?
I don't know if the NWA Prepper knows we're coming to Fort Smith. I don't think anybody knows. Well, patrons know, and the people on the Instagrams know. But we are doing a class in Fort Smith, Arkansas, which is, I should really know these things. Hell, I don't remember. Hold on. It's over here on Patreon. Let me go look on Patreon. Fabulous. It's from the show. Boy. All right, let's see. Fort Smith. Open link, a new tab. It is July 21st, 5 to 9 p.m., and I will be there. So, you coming to Fort Smith soon? Nice. Isn't it still written on your hand? No, not currently, because we spent the day at a water park. Now, I didn't get in the water, but I did sweat profusely, so it's no longer written on my hand.
You got your legs wet.
I don't think people realize how much you write on your hand.
The Palm Pilot? Oh, yeah. It's several different iterations throughout the day. What kind of gun do you have? None. I've got none of them. I do have a training implement that if you come to the Responder 3 8-hour class, this is not a firearm, Todd. Sorry, YouTube.
The fake one.
No, it's not even a fake one. It's a training implement.
It's blue. It's blue on top.
Shazam.
Oh, that's pretty. Hey, that's my gun.
This is not your gun.
No.
Load up. Do we have an 8-hour on the schedule currently? No, but we have a bunch of 8 hours coming. So, yep. Yeah, Todd, stay in your lane. That's exactly right, Hans. Looks into the left of the screen. Exactly. Buffering. Perfect. So, anyway, Fort Smith, Arkansas class is the 21st of July, 5 to 9 p.m. That's the eve. We've also got San Antonio back-to-back responder ones. That's August 1st. So, San Antonio, all you Texans in San Antonio who are like, hey, we want to do the things, Bear. You can come do the things. And there's still seats left for Springfield, Missouri, which is the 18th. The 18th of July. So, check it out, refugetraining.com. Refugetraining.com. Blue guns are the best. We're going to blue gun the crap out of each other at the level 3 the Responder 3 class, which is an 8-hour civilian TAC med class. So, but if you want to come to the 8-hour civilian TAC med classes, which will be posting in Atlanta and in Indianapolis and in Orlando, and I missed one somewhere. There's another one somewhere. Vegas? Maybe it was Pennsylvania as well. But all of that to be said, if you want to come to the Responder 3, which is the 8-hour civilian tactical medicine class where we shoot you, stab you, and blow you up, and you get to shoot us, stab us, and blow us up back, you have to have taken either Responder 1 or Responder 2. Responder 1 is what we were calling our 4-hour Stop the Bleed class, but that's to call it Stop the Bleed is like calling a Ferrari a nice car. Okay? So you have to either take Responder 1 or Responder 2, which is now our CPR, AED, and Stop the Bleed class, which is an 8-hour class. And we've got dates for that coming up. Yeah, you get to shoot back, Yankee. That's exactly right. Should have a little I shot a bear sticker. You only get it at the Responder 3 class. Anyway, you have to take 1 or 2 in order to come to 3 because they build on one another. So make sure you're getting your 1 and 2 in. So good times. Thanks, Dr. Trev. January-ish, but I mean, there's like snow and stuff. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. She's like, can I just come to Vegas?
Hey, Bear, should I drink beer or whiskey? Well, that depends. That depends. Can I just come and hang out in Vegas with the Bear Nation and crew and do not do the training?
No.
Well, Sarah, it's Sarah.
Oh, yes.
Well, Sarah, you're you. So the answer to that is yes. But everybody else,
The answer is no.
way to go, baby.
If you were out
Heineken. And, you know, a nice whiskey on the rocks. There you go. Bear, have you ever been through Wisconsin in your life travels? Wisconsin? Briefly, but I can't tell you anything about it. I think y'all have cheese. That's about all I remember. Blue Moon in the house. There you go. Forest Monster. Hello. So, Q&A, hit me. What do you mean did we lose the stream? Can y'all see me? Can you hear me? We good to go? Come on, buffering. QRF 5x5, roger that. Yeah, Renowned Warrior, I am always on Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi has 1 gigabyte up down. So,
I went off this week.
are the kids in there destroying our Wi-Fi? Did you jump off the stairs and drop elbows on their forehead? Are you coming to Orlando? Sure are. We're going to be at the National SWAT Conference in Orlando, Fo?
Yep.
We'll be at the National SWAT Conference.
Roundup.
The SWAT Roundup. Yeah, it's a very particular kink. If you're into special weapons and tactics and chaps and lassos, yeah, it's a SWAT Roundup. There's lots of pony play. It's pretty rough. No, we'll be at the SWAT Roundup, and then while we're there, we're doing 2 4-hour Responder 1s, and I believe an 8-hour civilian TAC med. Phelps is looking at me sideways like, what are you talking about? I don't know.
Woo, that 8 hours. 114 in Portland.
What?
That is hot.
114 in Portland?
Yeah.
No. Andy Barnes.
Northwest.
I don't know if this week I'll be there. It's supposed to be 114 in Portland.
I got to see the Barnes in person today.
You got to see the Barnes in person today? How dare you? You know, I mean, I guess I don't. Sorry, babe. I guess I really shouldn't complain because I haven't like gone to town in a couple weeks.
You had the pleasure of working in the office.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I mean, I was thinking we could go full blown indentured servitude and just get some shackles and stuff. You
For
tell
you
me.
or me?
I don't know. All of us. 55 here in Port Angeles, Washington.
That's up by Canada.
Canada.
Shalom, Vicky.
Vicky's here. What's up, Vicky? Yeah, we are going to retreat to the coast for the weekend. Too damn hot in the valley. Yeah, 114 is absurd.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be in Colorado,
Yeah.
and now we're not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling the
Well, in
story.
the valley in Colorado. It is very hot, but cool at night. But right now, the mosquitoes. So Colorado still has like prehistoric mosquitoes
Like
that
this
occupy
big.
it. Yes, and they are ginormous. But the place that we were staying, and she emailed us and was like, my last residents just left early because of the mosquitoes, so I'm just letting you know, which I really appreciate that amount of honesty. Like,
Yep.
I know it's hard to not, be earning that income. But it was really nice for her to be honest and to give us the heads up. And me having lived in Colorado before, I knew exactly what she was talking about. And I was like, nope, we're not doing it. So we didn't. And instead, I've gotten sunburnt many other ways besides being a mile up.
What's up, Rain Cat? Tell Bad Wabbit we said hello. And then the Wi-Fi is running slow currently. It is. Small pterodactyls.
Mm-hmm. They are.
Could you please go punch the children in the forehead?
I'll go tell them to.
No, don't tell them anything. Just punch them in the forehead.
I'll kill my
They'll get it out.
Yeah, I closed mine.
No, the mosquitoes. A buddy and I are planning on doing a Fort Smith date. Awesome, Andy Barnes. Awesome. Enjoying your official disaster coffee on ice. Sweet. I like it. The Bear Blend. It's pretty fabuloso. We have like 0 mosquitoes where I live. Good for you. We have a bunch of them. Aaron Martin, shalom, brother. No warnings. Warheads on foreheads. That's exactly right. So happy to finally catch up. Busy doing things. Miss Hermit Hill, what's going on? I despise commercials. So that you guys know, I put 0 commercials on things. YouTube's new partnership program, whether you are in the partnership program or not, they can and will put however many commercials they feel like putting on any video they feel like putting it on. So, for example, our Bible videos, which we never monetize, if you ever see an ad on that wasn't me. That was YouTube. We don't slam as many commercials as possible into our online content. That's YouTube. And I guess in part it's kind of a badge of honor because they only do that to content that's getting traction. But then it's like, well, then why are you algorithmically stymieing me, bro? That's a mouthful. Algorithmically stymieing me. Joe Biden is going to sick F-15s and nukes on the conservatives. I don't think so. I think he's an old senile man that doesn't know what he's talking about. Also, I think if the order came down from the commander-in-chief to spin up the F-15s and make the nukes hot because we're going to war against the American people, I honestly believe there's still enough good people in the United States military to go, no, sir, we're not doing that. All enemies, foreign and domestic. Now, in some branches, in some key positions, who knows? But do I think the government's going to nuke us? No, I do not.
He got a few things wrong in that statement.
Just a few.
But that last part,
yeah,
it wasn't wrong. If you, as a person, want to take on the U.S. government, you're facing an army.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would need something more than your AR.
You need some F-15s.
Yeah.
Well, the Second Amendment was all about military arms. At the day, it was muskets.
Right. Well, that's where he was wrong. He was saying, like, they couldn't own cannons. Yeah, they absolutely own cannons and Gatling guns. Like,
yep.
Absolutely.
Any thoughts on recent former vice president's comments about control in the Tree of Liberty? Nope. I haven't heard it. I've been purposely out of the loop, but I will, I guess, check that out.
That was the other thing that Biden got wrong. He misquoted that, saying that the Tree of Liberty needed to be watered with patriots.
Oh. Okay. We water trees with people now. I've still got a ways to go, a view time to go before monetization. You know, that's the thing, Dr. Trevor. Because I've had people say, well, I'm not going to monetize my channel. I think you should, because YouTube's going to put ads on your stuff whether you want them to or not. You might as well get your cut of it. Right. Well, now you're participating in the beast system. What system do you think you're watching this on right now?
Yeah,
are you not participatory? Like, if I can see your comment, you are also participating in it. Hinckley's didn't have an F-16. John Wilkes Booth didn't have a nuclear bomb. Whoa, Trump won. Ooh, deep words. Cave dwellers with 30-year-old AKs have kept the U.S. military at bay for 20 years. Just saying. I agree with that as well. Now, blood does make the grass grow. That is correct. U.S. military and Russia failed to control Afghanistan. Yeah.
What is that sound?
That's something dead.
No,
It's like
I
rotten
think
cheese.
no, it's the rotten feed that
Oh.
was put into the compost.
They didn't cover.
They did cover after I instructed them to cover it, but it's still you get a whiff of it every once in a while.
That's a good time.
Yeah, it was like all of a sudden it was like, oh,
Yeah, it's that sour.
Drought-like conditions here the
fermented.
past month. We finally just got 1.5 inches of rain today. It was canceling life. Nice. And the sky is blue because Yahweh loves the infantry. There you go. Oh, goodness. Michael Martinez, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. What are we talking about tonight? I don't want to get super deep in like prepper conspiracy theories. Reality is bad enough.
It is.
Thoughts on the bits in China waters? The boat bear. What are your thoughts on Russian warships sitting off the coast of Hawaii?
There's always a boat sitting off the coast of somewhere where it shouldn't be. Like across the board. Like countries are testing each other all the time.
it's like, what is it? With the one that we
McAfee.
did last year with there's Chinese troops in Canada.
Yeah, I like the Chinese troops in
Every
Canada
day.
one. Yep.
We've been there for a
McAfee.
few years.
Yep.
Even after I told you that was 5 years old information.
So yeah, McAfee's dead. Allegedly committed suicide in prison in Spain.
Right before he was being moved.
He was going to be extradited back to the States, and he was actually going to have a trial. And instead of for tax evasion,
And he supposedly posted the letter Q.
yeah,
Just posted the letter Q.
and then died,
Look,
and then suicided. Well, you
in
can't
honor.
say that letter on the internet. Like that's
What do you-
She's wearing a crown. She's a queen.
Mm.
She's referring to
If I was
herself.
just wearing the shirt.
oh, you want to talk about that? I don't think we can talk about that yet.
What?
So good to see the bear family. Bear hugs. What's up, Patrick? That's why boats have props and anchors so they can go where they aren't supposed to be and stay there.
Yeah.
Yep. What's up, Dudley?
And Russia's known to like flex. Like
Yeah.
they like to push buttons.
Guys, we're going to have a war with Russia and with China.
Yeah.
I don't know when,
But it's coming.
but we're going to have a war with Russia and China. It's been in the works, well, with Russia since 1945. There was a huge contingent of the upper echelons of the U.S. military that after we captured Berlin, wanted to just keep going into Russia and take care of Russia too. Just go ahead and take care of Stalin. And obviously we didn't. And then we've had a couple of proxy wars, and then we had the Cold War, and then, you know, the idea that we won the Cold War, a lot of people think, and I would tend to agree, that Russia, feigned their loss, air quote, of the Cold War, and that they've been building up their military ever since, which they have been. And, the other thing you got to understand is for the military-industrial complex, war is good. Like, we learned from the Great Depression and World War II, war is good.
I read something today where the creator of Bitcoin
Uh-huh.
took a lot of money in this. That's just so.
Oh, yeah?
It disappeared.
The creator of Bitcoin bounced. See, I'm unaware of this. I've been on vacation this week.
Right.
So, Bear, caught a video of yours from 2 years ago about how to get your life together, and I have to say it was like getting hit in the face with a bike. Thank you. Or a brick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome, Martin Pope. Praise the Father. I don't know. The political conspiracies right now aren't really my bailiwick. It's not. I definitely do not believe that John McAfee killed himself. And yeah, China's flexing, Russia's flexing, we are flexing, everybody's flexing. Why? Because war at its most basic level is a game of what? Everybody say it with me. Come on, Bear Nation. Resources. That's right. Resources. And resources are what? Drying up. And what happens when resources dry up? Warfare. So yeah, there will be war. You have a bailiwick? I do, Mary. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I am an expert at all things and a master of none things. So. Yeah, you don't want to sign up for my new mastermind and my coaching session. Is you just get a brick in the mail and a QR code for
I'm gonna
video.
be hitting people with 2x4s.
Yeah, you are.
Hit yourself.
You are.
Throw this up in the air and watch it hit you.
Don't worry, we'll be EMP'd first before World War III. Maybe, maybe not. That it's a prepper trope at this point. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? I'd say no, but it is possible. How was my nap? My nap wasn't so good because some small person that I know constantly woke me up during it. Yeah.
I was gonna ask him if
McAfee didn't kill himself. Yes, we are aware. Bear, will we be seeing your water system rain catchment progress soon? The patrons will. It is on my to-do list this summer, and I will be documenting all of that. From the design to the installation to the powering of and the distribution of, all of that will be on Patreon. So I know that feeling. The toddler never lets me sleep, right? Brother, my family and I are trying to sell our home in Minnesota this summer. We're looking at moving down to your neck of the woods. We have found some beautiful acreage. Well, amen, Hans. There's beautiful land around here. Do you have enough musicians in the Bear Stand compound to start a band yet? I think the answer to that is yes. We just haven't done it yet. Thank you, Giltha Snacks. Smoke signals. He's on the res now. Oh, thanks, Sarah. I liked the pulley video. I appreciate that. There was some controversy over that. I'm going to do a follow-up to the pulley video with a scale and a dynamometer for everybody that said, no, those were just redirects. That's all I'm going to... Nope. I will not.
Not only is there science behind that, but we filmed it. Or not, we may not have filmed it, but we witnessed how much BS that is. Because trying to straight pull that thing, the winch... That log just
did nothing.
F you.
It did nothing. It did not move. It just sat there.
12-18.
My wife tried to twerk me today, and she threw her back out. And I pulled a groin muscle, picking her up off the floor, getting old neighbors.
So here was
There's a log in your parking spot?
Yeah.
Well, just hook your minivan up to it and pull it out of the way.
Yeah, we saw somebody do that one.
You got like 8 pulleys?
Even if I did, they would just be redirects. There'd be no mechanical advantage. Oh, man. Thanks, Patrick. The reporter that broke the Clinton Lynch tarmac meeting. So, yeah, I know. I know, big brother. I know. That's why when people are like, we're going to vote him out. We're going to make this country great again. We ain't going to do shit. Only what they let us do. That's why I since November 2020 through January 2021, my perspective went from macro to micro about that fast. And having a conversation with Stalwart Peacekeeper actually really helped shine some light on that. That it's like, well, what can we do on a national or international scale? Nothing. You'll get McAfee'd, bro. You'll get Epstein'd. on a local level at your house, there's a lot you can do. And honestly, who do we think we are? We don't have our own houses in order, but we're going to go make America great again? Come on now. America was great because it was filled with good people who took personal responsibility. That unfortunately isn't the case anymore, but it may become the case again because Big Daddy government is running out of moves. So he's kind of posted a video about that. Yeah.
In your sink.
Thank you, Dark Knight.
It's upstairs.
Just make sure you turn the water off. I like your crown.
I like it.
Thank you. Well, you got one on too, don't you? Very good.
It's cute.
I think yours is yes.
What's up, backyard prepping? That EMP used versus U.S. may come from within, disable the population to declare emergency powers. Tinfoil hat time. Yeah, that's very going home series by Angry American. Possible? Yes. Likely? I don't know at this point. For what? For what is the question? See, you got to think too. Also, when it comes to nukes, you don't nuke something that you want to occupy. You nuke something to deny it to the enemy and or to save lives, right? So that you don't have to use conventional forces, use nuclear weapons instead. But if you want to occupy, for example, the United States, depopulation, sure. But think about China, owns 38% of the farmland in the United States. They don't want their farmland, setting off Geiger counters. They need farmland.
But they are the Deagle report.
I know that. Listen, I can't make any sense of the Deagle report. I don't know. I have no idea. But the Deagle report says that currently our population is it says 323 million, but it's really like 340, 350.
Mm-hmm.
But by 2025,
that's the one.
it's supposed to be 100 million.
Yeah.
So conventional war is 1991, right? Arizona audit results to be announced by Captain Obvious. What's up with Biden and his whisper answers of late? Guys, I don't know. I don't know about Biden. I'm not paying attention to the man. I don't care. It's all a show. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all a show. There's not a damn thing you and I can do about it. That's why we prep, right? God bless you and yours, Mr. Bear. What county in upstate New York did you grow up in? The good one.
The only good one?
No. Well, we were outside of Johnstown, New York. Crazy Canuck, yes, you can get your grindstone green card. Come on with it. Lovely Dudley, shalom. I know Keanu's here all over just saying. Eagle numbers and herd immunity are the same numbers. Low to no info diet. Exactly. Off topic, can install a fixed A2 stock without an armorer's wrench? I don't think so. I mean, you could use a pipe wrench. You need a wrench. It doesn't have to be an armorer's wrench, but you could use vice grips, a pipe wrench. That your lock nut is gonna be a little jammed up, literally, figuratively, but you can use something. So, shalom, brother Bear. What's up, Chad? Thank you, Bill Gates, and all you freaking depopulation megalomaniacs. Yeah, just don't crush the buffer tube. Exactly. My husband is bald too now, Bear. He shaved it off. You're welcome. UFO report today. See, I'm so out of the loop. I don't know. I don't know what's happening in the news. And I would also point out that I have no idea what's happening in the news right now. We're fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're fine. There's no zombies in the driveway.
No.
The freezers are full. Everybody's healthy.
We hung out at the water park.
Our biggest problem is the compost smells funky.
Yeah, the compost smells funky
Yeah.
today. That's
A
our
little
biggest
right.
problem. Yep.
Right.
Insufficient paintball targets.
Yeah, and insufficient paintball targets. Anyone listened to Beck talking about the beef industry yesterday? I have not. I haven't listened to Beck in a couple of months because he's an optimistic catastrophist, self-admitted. That's great. I just catastrophe, one can only engage in catastrophe for so long before either you're overwhelmed and or looking for a tall building to jump off of. So a condo dropped in Florida. I did see that.
Yeah.
I wonder if there was any foul play there or it just fell.
It looked like the structure. It looked like it was built the same way on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And one side, it was like 4 columns.
Mhm.
Just holding that up, and I think something broke down there. That whole side.
It just dropped. Yep.
Maybe a sinkhole. Yeah. I don't know about these sinkholes in Miami, though.
Well, Raincat, tell Bad Rabbit we said, what's up? What's the water table at in around eastern Oklahoma? Anthony Jensen. In some places, it's like 4 feet.
Yeah.
In other
depends on where
places,
you
it's
are.
like 14 inches. And other, like, pick a mountain, bro. Up in a mountain, it's about 800 feet. So, now.
See the twins? Look at the twins. Look at them.
Yeah.
Here they go.
Yep. You want to tell them what you did over there? I mean, we got a Patreon video coming about it. So,
Well, we got new electric fence. So, and it's been working really well. I'm super excited to have it. I should have bought it a long time ago.
it's the Premier One Electronet.
Just the standard, because that's all they have in stock right now.
Rebar rusted. You mean alkali silica reactivity, Patrick McDonald?
And then my neighbor gave me 7 baby chicks. Well, 6 and a pipped egg.
I don't know that she gave them to you. I think
And
she
my-
returned them to their rightful owner.
Yeah, well, it was my chicken that laid the eggs and went broody in her doghouse, and then she hatched out babies. So we have little chicken babies on the
Mhm.
homestead again, all the time. No, you can't play with that. Go put that back in the drawer.
It's not candy. That's a bath bomb.
No,
I know it's
You can
not.
eat it, though. Go ahead and eat it. You're going to love it.
you can go ask your sister if you can use it.
Is it not?
I can't see a reason to herd goats unless you have large
Should I
property.
give you
Am I
a
missing
basket?
something, Bear? You know, RW, I don't see a reason to have goats either. I hate goats. Typically, sheep are grazers, meaning they eat from shoulder height and down. However, our Katahdin sheep are browsers. They'll stand on their back legs, and like all these trees right here,
Yeah.
right here, all
You
this.
see that line? You can see a line.
Yep. They did that yesterday. That was, bright green and bushy all the way down to here yesterday, and they did that yesterday. So they definitely will browse. And
So,
sheep
Mr. Phelps,
are
thank you.
easier to keep, and they taste better. And goats will reproduce faster. 5-month gestation period, I think.
They're slightly less than sheep, I think.
Yeah. Bear, would you rather have a 4-wheeler or a 4x4 Kubota diesel RTV? Probably the Kubota RTV.
Yeah, I'd go with the diesel. I don't know what an RTV is.
Uh,
I don't know.
it's a rad touring vehicle.
Oh.
Those compact fan.
It's a righteous tank vehicle.
What's the best cut of meat? The tenderloin.
It depends. I like the ribeye. So the tenderloin is more tender, but has less marbling and flavor.
I think they meant on the sheep.
Oh, on the sheep? Yeah, probably the tenderloin.
With that little inside steak.
Fish tenders.
Yeah,
Yep.
those were pretty good too.
Fish tenders. There's 2 like mock tenderloins that are about a foot long inside the animal on the back near the pelvic girdle.
Here they come.
And yep, there they go on their parade. Sheep parade. And most people, when they're butchering, miss it. They don't even know that it's there. But those 2 little tenders are awesome. Absolutely awesome. Sheep are more yummy and a lot nicer, and a cowboy cut is the best. Yep, I agree. Awesome, Chad. Forget goats. Noah West knows what's up. Thanks so much for the incredible deal on the adventure kit. Bless you, Joshua. I'm glad you like it, man. We do have a new thing for y'all today. We're launching a new kit today for y'all.
They've been waiting for this.
Have they?
We've been teasing this for like.
Oh, yeah.
months.
There's been a lot of people who have been asking, Bear, when's that new kit coming?
Pretty sure you showed it
Well, right here.
3 months ago.
I've been showing it at trainings.
Yeah, everybody at trading.
Here, you hold this one up. And hold this one up. And I'll hold this one up. And this one up. These are the SOB kits. small of back. They come in Ranger green, black, coyote tan,
and multicam.
and multicam. Now, go ahead. You want to put that in here?
No, well,
You're gonna continue. You're gonna Vanna White it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's got Molly on the back. These plastic Molly clips. So these are handmade by Cody at Sojourn Gear. Obviously labeled Bear here, made in America, guaranteed forever. For a size comparison, here's the bare minimum. Okay, yes, it's really small, small back SOB kit.
Right.
And you've got your tourniquet on the outside. It's shock corded in, but you can pop it out if you need it, like so. Did I surprise you there?
Yes.
Sorry, sweetie.
Just a little,
So
little warning.
external tourniquet.
Can we text Grandma?
Hey,
Not
can you give us a minute, please?
Not great Grandma.
Go talk to your brother and sister.
So, freaking toddlers on the warpath tonight. So,
Not get worn out.
no, I would expect after a day at the water park, she should be like fast to sleep right. Corded on, it's retained well enough that you can go do the things with this. And this again is designed to be in the small of the back on a war belt or a pistol belt, but also makes a great plate carrier kit. It'll also probably fit in your glove box. It'll fit in your purse, like Renee was saying.
It would also just fit a regular belt.
A regular
Like
belt.
if you wanted to have it as your EDC.
Right. Now, what's in here? Okay, so you got your cat tourniquet on the outside. Pop this open. Our standard deployment method, meaning badass, pop. Here's your little tiny handle. Made in America right there. Okay. You pop this open. In here, you've got your Sharpie and your decompression needle right on top. You've got black nitro gloves from North American Rescue. And then down inside of here, got our tourniquet on the outside for arterial bleeding. For junctional areas, we've got, it comes standard with quick clot combat gauze right here. This is like a $43 product on its own. Comes standard with quick clot combat gauze. You've got an H&H mini compression bandage right here. You've got compressed gauze, also for wound packing. You've got a nasal pharyngeal airway right here with Surgilube for your airway. And then you've got your 2 compact high-fin chest seals, right, for your decompression needle, and fold flat duct tape for all your taping needs.
You can never have too much.
You never have too much duct tape. So all that fits inside the little pouch. It's a badass kit. It's tiny. It's really tiny.
It's got all the capabilities of
Just to,
Yep. Yeah, there you go.
that's what it's meant to do.
I mean, again, here's my
And
hand.
it sits
Okay.
perfectly.
It's like, it's tiny, super compact. It's like maybe 1.5 inches here, right? Like 6 inches wide and about 4.5 inches high. And then tourniquet rides on the outside. Sorry. Is that in the store already? Yes, it is. You can go get it right now.
And Jen and Steve's with the freeze dryer, I have an affiliate link, and it should be in the description somewhere. Maybe
It should be.
it should be.
Doesn't mean it is.
No,
It just should be.
it's on our freeze drying video though. I
So,
did have- forgot that.
so you guys have been asking, hey, when's that cool little new kit coming out? It's out today. Patrons, you guys have your code. Feel free to use your code
Bear Nation, you also have a code.
for free shipping, right? Bear Nation.
Bear Nation.
Yep. Promo code Bear Nation. And yeah, handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever, designed for work in the March algorithm. And it's a super compact kit for your plate carrier, for your war belt, for your pistol belt, for your, you know, the whole idea behind this kit was Patriot Plumber reached out to me and he's like, hey, I do a lot of shooting with like the shooting sports professionals, like 3-gunners and stuff like that. And there is not a good compact little kit. And he goes, I know you guys can make a good compact little kit. Please make one. And so we did. And this is it, the SOB kit, the small of back. Sam sticker, no idea yet, Jay Moore's. Price, $199. handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. Combat gauze, cat tourniquet, hyphen, chest seals, decompression needle, compressed gauze, airway, everything you need and nothing you don't to treat battlefield injuries in a little itty bitty comprehensive kit. These are in the hands of Naval Special Operations and U.S. Army Special Forces right now for testing and evaluation. Also to get their feedback on, we like this, we like that. Could you change this, so forth and so on. But yeah, it's a badass little kit. Ranger green, coyote tan, multicam,
Ricky Black Belt.
and ever fashionable formal black. So check them out and go ahead and get them. We got them in stock. They're going to ship super fast. They'll ship tomorrow. If you order today, they'll ship tomorrow. Unless you guys buy a bazillion of them, then we'll send you an email. But yeah, I got 200 plus of my FSA. We'll be buying that tonight. Awesome, Stay Survive. That's another point. These are FSA and HSA eligible, as are all of our kits and our components. So if you want a bare minimum and stuff,
They're basically almost the same, but like one has shears, but that has combat gauze. Like,
yeah, the form factor is the difference.
Full size chest seals versus the compact.
This is the minimum. Pop this open, pull this out. The form factor is different. Okay, so in the minimum, you got a full size 6-inch compression bandage, cat tourniquet, gloves, tape, and then down here, the stack, you've got your compressed gauze for wound packing, and then you've got your airway, your shears, 2 5x9s, and 2 full-size high-fin chest seals. So the form factor is different. I run on my plate carrier the bare minimum, and I love it. I have a Gen 1 bare minimum on my plate carrier.
The bare minimum is
actually the same. They do the same thing. It may be a smaller version of it. It's a 4-inch instead of a 6-inch, but as far as what it does and its capacity to treat, it's the same, except for the SOB's got the.
Yeah.
It's actually,
it has the rapid deploy tourniquet, which is nice, and that's been
and it's
a big request from people.
And it comes. Yeah, they love the turret, the tactical utility retention device. And it comes stock with combat gauze. So and somebody said, curious why somebody referred to as duct tape. As duct tape, not many ducts require taping compared to the number of ducts needed for people with duct tape. Well, actually, here's the thing. With duct tape is actually a completely different tape. It's foil tape. And the reason it's called duct tape is there is a brand, DUCK, that patented it, aka duct tape. Noah West, perhaps. Sure, tape does sell duct. Okay, I'm glad we're way off in the weeds about tape. Somebody asked, will shears fit? The 5.5-inch shears will fit in the SOB.
I mean, 6.5.
Or carry a stud.
But the full size shears. Well, let's try it.
Is there a place for the patch?
No, yeah, we tried it.
Is there a place for a patch?
They need to know about it. And they
Of course, there's a place for a patch.
Morale patches are important.
Here you go. Here,
They have
go ahead.
like this
Go
whole
ahead.
top tab
Stick that on there. They're gonna
is
want to see it.
Velcro. So
This whole thing, this whole flap.
all the Velcro.
Let me see this. This is super compact. This is the insert. I mean,
You should
it's
put a hommy's hand on it to see.
I know you have
it's like
bare
a
hands.
like a little
It's still
tiny
tiny.
tiny
It's
suitcase.
It's still
It's like a little
it's a
tiny
little-
suitcase.
Yeah.
It's
It's like a
perfect
little like
purse.
clutch purse.
Yeah, it's a perfect purse. EDC.
All the tactical guys were like, I was gonna buy it, but now I'm not buying
I'm telling
it
you, if we
because
make
he
it
said
like
it was a
in
purse.
pink or purple, it becomes.
Those will not fit
No,
in there.
full size shears will not fit.
7 1/4 don't fit. I think the 6.5 do from NAR. but that was a new inventory item for us because we always use the 7 1/4, and
A lot of guys run shears outside, like on their plate carrier, stuck
and
to
there's
the molly
studs.
right here.
Yeah.
And the stove.
Don't
I'll
cut my
take
hand
ham
off.
and left.
We need to compare those shears next to the mimetic shears.
Why? The mimetic is garbage. I just
I
did a
know.
whole video on that.
I know,
The
but
ones
I'm
that
just
turn
saying, like,
inside
show
out.
how garbage they
Yeah.
are.
You could put it down here if you wanted with your tourniquet. You could put shears down there on the bottom of it if you wanted to do that. That's the full size shears. A little clunky, but it could be done. So, anyway, SOB kit, totally badass.
Live in the store.
Live in the store, by request. OD green, coyote tan, thank you, multicam, and ever fashionable black. Let me put this bare minimum back together, and tell a friend, refer a friend. The refer a friend program's really cool here at Bear Independent. You don't get anything for it; it's just really cool. You're just a cool person. So, do you have?
So let me
bling
see
for
the
first?
tactical fanny pack
The tactical fanny pack.
that you got over there.
It's not in the store.
I know.
Why? Why do you
It will
want to?
be.
It will be.
Why do you want to do that?
So coming soon.
I don't know. Should we tease the fanny pack on
Yeah,
this at
tease
the
the
same
fanny pack.
time we launched the SOB kit? You think that's wise?
I don't even think they knew about it. Somebody just mentioned
We
the
still got a
tactical
lot of
fanny
figuring
pack.
out to do.
Somebody just happened to mention, we're like, oh, you ask and we
Right.
shall make it happen. You didn't
So, yeah.
know.
This will be coming soon too. And
Also, note what color that is.
yeah, woodland. So this is super, super awesome. It's a fanny pack. You've got like a padded pouch right here, and it's got like good cushion to it.
I got my business
Me
card
too.
there. I actually have been EDCing this fanny pack.
Yeah,
On,
it's even got his,
I was like, you know what?
it's seat.
Well, it's hard to wear ZZ with your swim trunks, so I hung
Right.
one on my fanny pack.
But yeah, so it's got like it's got Velcro back here that you can do like mag pouches on.
Yep.
And
so go ahead, pull
slap
that
'em.
mag patch out. Show them. Oh, that's the cat. I was like, why, Phelps, why are you playing footsie with me? It's the cat. It's not that you're supposed to just pull the mag out of the pouch.
Oh, I thought you wanted the whole pouch. You said get the mag pouch.
Okay, well, no, I
For
said
me.
pull the mag out.
No, you didn't. We'll reset.
So it has a Velcro. You can position this anywhere in there that you want. This obviously has a 19 round Glock 19X mag with 147 grain Freedom's munition jacketed hollow points in it.
Mhm. And then he's got his little tourniquet, like Velcroed inside, because
It's
tourniquet uses Velcro.
Yep.
So that's handy. And then his wallet, and then cigar cutter and pins, and a lighter.
and a lighter. That's right.
That's who you.
Uh-huh.
And your chapstick.
But it'll fit a Glock 19, no problem.
Gotta have luscious lips. Oh,
That's right. Here, give me that. Let me set this
Okay.
up the way I want it.
whatever.
Thanks.
But that's custom made by Sojourn, and we are going to be adding a couple of different of his bags to our store.
Other one's right there if
I
we're
know.
doing this.
Well, you want me to
That
get?
one's like a long one.
Jeez. I thought we were going to talk about how John McAfee didn't kill himself. Instead, here we are.
Everybody knows that already.
Minuteman bag.
Somebody
Mhm.
basically asked if we were killing Cody.
No, try not to. Will it be just the bag? Yeah, for the
Fanny pack, yes.
fanny pack, yes. Now this one we may do just the bag. This is the Minuteman bag. It's got this big lid over the top of it like this, reminiscent of the Bear Fac. And then it has an IFAC pouch in it, little clamshell IFAC pouch, like so. Got a pocket here, and it's got a pocket here. And then it has inside of here, got a pouch right here sized to fit a 1 liter Nalgene bottle. And it also has another retention strap here if you want to crossbody carry this. And then it's got in the back right here, can you all even see it? It'll hold 3 AR or AK mags across the back. And so this little Minuteman bag here, you get 3 mags, an IFAK, and a water bottle inside of it. No problem. And it will definitely fit. You could take one of these, a bare minimum, and put it inside of there. No problem. And still have room for your mags and your water bottle. Or you could, here, take that. You could just fill that up. And so I guess the question would be for y'all, would you want us to provide this bag?
Like pre-fill this.
Pre-fill the medical pouch. You want an option where the medical pouch is pre-filled, like a turnkey kind of thing? Or do you want to build your own? Messenger bag, med bag, ammo carrier. Yeah. So, yes, that doesn't answer the question, Network Prepper. Pre-filled or build your own. But it's an awesome quality bag. I mean, it's got metal buckles on it, really well
Shouldered.
padded shoulder strap, drain grommet in the bottom. It's basically like a large Bearfact style pouch. Got some molly on the front that if you wanted to externally mount a couple of tourniquets or a flashlight or a knife or whatever, hang a bow fang off of there, you could totally do that. Pre-fill. I think people come to you for the pre-filled stuff. But I like the idea of options, pre-filled. How much? Don't know yet. We're still working that out. So thank you.
But yeah, we're super excited to be adding his bags to the BI store. So
Indeed.
awesome.
There's an order for the SOB. Thanks, Five Burst One. Get them while you can. Appreciate y'all. Really, thank you for supporting our small business as.
Yeah, we have 100 in stock right now.
We got 100 in stock right now.
Oh, well, 99.
So we will ship exactly what I need, a place to carry water with mags. You know, the whole idea, I don't know if you're being honest or being
Dehydrated.
facetious, but the whole idea is like, I don't know where you live, but oftentimes things go bump in the night around here. And it's nice to be able to grab one bag and throw it over your shoulder, and it's got your stuff in it. You got an IFAK with you, a few rifle mags, a quart of water, like I said, maybe a knife stuck on there, maybe a flashlight, maybe a bow fang, good to go. So what's it called again? I'm going to look at it. So I don't know. We just talked about a bunch of different stuff. This, the SOB kit, is in the store right now. And we're going to be adding the Minuteman bag and the tactical fanny pack, which is awesome quality, just super high quality, to the store at some point as well. But this one's mine. You can't have this one. This one's mine. So
The SOB is the only thing that actually exists right now.
the SOB is the one you can buy today. That would be a perfect grab and go bag. Exactly. That's the whole point, man. Thank you, Arthur Robertson. The MM bag, the last one. The messenger bag, or the Minuteman bag. There you go. Very independent. What amazing small business that a brother can let you know who needs you and come up with the SOB in short order. I'm so proud of y'all for doing the things and doing them well. Thank you, Montana Sky. I appreciate
We
that.
do that all the time. Like,
That's a really good point. We do custom kitting.
yeah.
Like, so if you were like, we just built some specialty bags for a fire department around here. Like we're doing that for sheriff's department in Tennessee. We may be doing that for a couple of different units within the U.S. military. So
The crash kit.
the crash kit was custom kitting. That's exactly right. So Hillbilly Homesteader. Thank you. I would like to see the option to buy the Minuteman bag alone. Yeah, I think it'll be, you can buy it empty or pre-filled. Like it'll just be an option in the store. And just like what I like with this right here in the bottom, it's got this webbing here. And so you could very easily add a turd and a tourniquet to this on the bottom, and boom, you're good to go. And so I think that'll be an option as well in the store. But we do custom kitting, and we do it often. It's not like occasionally we do this or that. Like, we very often do custom kitting.
It's often where product development is.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. It's product development. That's how
they need it, and we're like, oh, okay,
That makes sense. Yeah.
that's how this came about, right? If you think about it, the Bear Fac was custom kitting for me when I started with it. The Stomp Bag was custom kitting for Grindstone, and that turned into its own thing. So great pairing with my rucksack. Well, there you go. Awesome.
Yeah, crash and smash.
Yep, crash and smash.
You always say Baja kit, but it's called
And
crash.
Yeah.
guys out there that ride the horses
Yeah.
is contacting me about doing a custom kit bag that sits on the saddle.
A saddle bag. That's cool.
We're talking about putting a station splint?
No, it was a. Basically, a giant leg
Or Talk Rider.
splint, traction splint.
Traction splint.
Taking over fighting child sex trafficking, peeping YouTube, spreading the word, and now he has a tactical market. Stay survive. Shalom. I don't need it, but I do want a Minuteman bag. Keep my eyes peeled. Roger that. Hillbilly. Roger that. The bump bag. I like that. That's a good one.
The tinfoil hat is still in the store.
Tinfoil hat is still in the store. Okay, what else are we going to talk about, Bear Nation? Can't always be about me all the time. What's up, Mad Kelt? How about a slim kit for EDC? That depends on what you wear. You could put it in your backpack, but the slim kit is not in the store anymore. One less SOB in the store now. I snagged one. Bless you, QRF. I appreciate that.
There's a few stomp bags left.
There's a few stomp bags left. We want to hear about your ministry helping the victims. Okay. Well, I have a conversation next week with a ministry that we may be deploying Grindstone for the construction aspect. They were able to fundraise for materials on their end, and now they need help performing the scope of work. And so I have to talk to them next week. And then we are still on the land hunt for Caleb House. Like, it's y'all's timing. It's the Father's timing, but we are still on the hunt. Now, we did Caleb House and Grindstone are both now officially 501c3s, so that's awesome. But we are still on the land hunt for Caleb House. And when the Father puts it in front of me, I will execute on it, but he hasn't put it in front of me yet. No, Matthew Tracy, I spoke too soon. We offered on a piece of land, and the owners of that land counter-offered, and their counter-offer was ridiculous. And I should not have spoken as soon as I did, because it seemed like it was all sewn up, but it was not. So that fell through. Thank you, Bear. I want to help with money when I'm able. You're the best. Bless you. Thank you, Sophia. Tomorrow the government is to release what they know on UFOs. What's your take on it? I did an entire Patreon video on that 2 weeks ago. I don't care.
4 bottles.
That's my take on it. I don't care. I'll put on Give Me Your Questions. Just thought looking at the IBC totes and didn't want to forget. Shabba-dabba-dabba-da. Yah did not bless it. Next. Exactly, Andrew. It wasn't his timing. It was my timing. But it's okay. It didn't work out. Nephilim. Yeah, Genesis 6:4. What else you guys want to talk about? Although it appears I'm the one that's not very talkative tonight. You guys keep throwing subjects at me, and I'm like, no, next, no. This fly needs to die. Bear, your thoughts on the Xavier AR-15. I've never even heard of it. What advice would you give to a guy starting his own tree business? Get good insurance. Don't get too big too quick. Make sure you have first aid kits. Understand how to perform your rigging. Rent equipment when you need to rent equipment. Don't. So my dad taught me several things in life, but one of the things that he taught me was don't buy equipment and then hope to get work for it. Get work for the equipment and then buy it. And like, for example, he had a John Deere 850 dozer with an 11-foot Tico plow and a reel carrier and fair leads that he used for plowing and fiber optic. And then after that, he owned it. And he only put a few hundred hours on it that summer plowing in cable, and it was done. The first wood chipper that I bought, I had a stack of brush, honestly, that would have covered a football field about 15 foot high, as high as I could throw it. And I was hauling brush off of jobs until finally I bought a chipper, a Fitchburg, for $4,500, an old chuck and duck style, but it had a huge Ford 360 industrial motor, 18-inch Rockwell hand clutch. That thing rocked, and it had like 86 hours on it when I bought it. So don't go into massive amounts of debt on the front end in the hopes of making some money on the back end. I started my tree company with a $500 pickup truck and a $200 chainsaw, and Shalom, Texas tea. And 5 years later, my accounts, not the equipment, my accounts were valued at 1.4. So, Bear, what's your thoughts on saving up cash to buy land or secure commodities? Well, typically I'd say cash is king, but I don't think cash is king anymore. But I definitely think fiat's better than debt. So, and land is probably better than fiat at this point. And silver or gold, in my, you'll pay your power bill with silver rounds yet, but that may become a thing. Do you have any thoughts on the Stryborg 9mm pistol carbine? I have not run it. I know very little about it, honestly. Barry, your thoughts on the Florida building? I have no idea. I briefly read an article that it came down, looked at the pictures, and it looked like it could have been anything. It could have been a catastrophic failure, or it could have been a weapon, or it could have been all kinds of things. But it wouldn't surprise me just looking at the wreckage that it was a catastrophic failure. There's nothing to me that goes, oh yeah, J-Dam hit that thing, or the columns were cut with explosives or anything like that. So, Bear, am I able to store sugar in Mylar, same as rice and beans? You are. It will get hard. That's okay. It'll get hard as a brick. So keep a hammer around. You're going to smack it with a hammer, and then it'll turn into not hard sugar. What percentage of preps would you cache at your bug out location versus keeping on hand in case you have to go somewhere else? Well, I think that it's wise to at least 50-50 it. If your bug out location is your primary bug out location, I think you should have a full set of equipment and provisions there, if that's where you're going to go. Now, improvise, adapt, overcome rules the day. And so if you got to go somewhere else, it's nice to have additional that can go with you somewhere else. But I would probably say half, if you just halved it. I mean, most preppers have a bunch of extra stuff. It's not always the coolest, this is the best rucksack and the ultimate bushcraft knife and the precision rifle, but everybody's got extra stuff. And so a lot of times you can take that extra stuff, put it in a tote, and make a capabilities kit and stash that anywhere. So what you looking at, honey?
Scott Hollenquist.
I'm in the market for a wood chipper for home use, 2-acre property, nothing heavy duty. Any budget suggestions on brands? No. The little ones suck.
Yeah, because we actually thought, that's why I wanted to answer your question, because we actually thought about buying one for the homestead, and he dropped some information that was very eye-opening to me. So, proceed.
Half it.
Right.
So if it says it's a 4-inch diameter wood chipper, it's not. It's a 2-inch. And they just don't have the horsepower. And so we've done a lot of tree work here. And on at least one occasion, although it might have been twice, but at least on one occasion, we rented a wood chipper from a rental yard. Just went and picked it up. We picked it up on Friday, and we don't do work on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we assembled the tribe, and we chipped more freaking brush. Pastor Joe loved it. It was like,
how big was it though?
That was it was an 8-inch disc chipper.
That's what I thought.
It still wasn't very big. You could easily you could pull it with a small SUV or with a pickup truck, a half-ton pickup truck, no problem.
Right.
It was an 8-inch disc chipper. But we chipped so much freaking brush. PJ was like, I love this thing. I gotta get one.
Which is good for like branches,
Yeah.
you know, of smaller trees. It did fine. Even the trunks of smaller trees, it did okay. But anything substantial, we ended up having to block it out and
Right now, see,
turn it
Hillbilly
into firewood.
Homesteaders said are Vermeer 12-inch. Now, when you get into professional wood chippers,
Right.
Vermeer,
Nice.
more bark. There's lots of reputable brands. I've always been a Vermeer fan. If they say it's 12-inch, it is a 12-inch. They have much more substantial knives, much bigger motors, better in-feed rollers. Like, they are professional equipment. And so if they say it's a 12-inch, it's a 12-inch. But a lot of these smaller chippers, even the smaller chippers, 8-inch, 8-inch capacity, air quote, that you'll find at these rental places, they just aren't capable of taking an 8-inch log. There's no way. They're run by these little Kohler riding lawnmower engines. They got a little 26 horse, gas engine on it. It doesn't have, and the blades aren't heavy enough. There isn't enough inertial mass in the blades as they're spinning to be able to feed and process an 8-inch log. So, but I would recommend like Power of Tribe, man. When it's time to do tree stuff, do tree stuff. Like, I don't have $70,000 to $100,000 for a skid steer.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to own a skid steer, but for what? So when we need one, we rent one, and I pay a couple of grand for a month to rent the skid steer, and I've got it for the month. So, but versus coming out of pocket $70,000 to $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
So, how spread out could a group reasonably be? Is there a drive time distance cutoff? John Plato, that's a good point, or a good question. Ideally, not spread out at all. You guys want to be within arm's distance of one another because your response times are much higher. As far as training together and mutually supporting one another, I'd say within a comfortable drive for you, whatever that happens to be. And I think the cutoff really is at about the 2-hour mark.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, it's just not possible to regularly be involved with
Get
somebody.
together and do things together. Like,
Mm-hmm. And then you also have to understand that at some point, if you're going to be a mutual assistance group, you need to define whether or not, like, is it A or B? Are we all helping each other now before the event, and then after the event, we're all staying where we are?
Right. Like, if I need to put a roof on a barn, can I call you? Are you going to show up and be dependable, or are you going to flake on me when I ask you to do something hard?
But what I'm saying is, are we all helping each other get ready where we are at? And then when the balloon goes up, we are all staying where we are at. Thanks for the help, Billy. I'll never see you again. Or we're all helping each other where we are at, but really we're working on one or two primary locations that when the balloon goes up, everybody coalesces onto the primary or secondary location. Those are two very different things. And you need to sort that out sooner than later. You really need to manage that expectation. You need to know who's going to go where, because you want to direct your labor to the best of your ability. And so if we're mutually supporting one another in the sense that we are going to help each other improve our location so that we can individually weather SHTF better with a higher likelihood of success, that's one thing. But if the idea is that as a group you're going to coalesce onto one or two properties, then that's an entirely different thing. And I really think that the latter is preferable, because when somebody's 2 hours away now, they're not going to be able to come help you unless it's something that's scheduled and intentional, let alone after the balloon goes up. You may never see those people again. Never. And so if you're not all intending to occupy the same piece of land and do life together, then really what you have is basically a construction ministry, which is cool. I've got one too. We've got one, and it's cool. But it's not the same as we are all going to come together in one place and do life together. And so because of that, it's really in your best interest to already be as close as possible to the people that you're going to come together with and do life together. And it's difficult because you put a lot of effort into your place. Nobody really wants to leave their place and go somewhere else. But we have plans that if we need to abandon this place, we have plans to do just that in other locations. That's exactly what we would do. And it would suck. I don't want to leave this place. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this place. But if it's untenable, we can't stay here. We literally have to bug out. It's time to go. Okay, we know where we're going. Primary, secondary, tertiary, like that's already been figured out. So one Bic lighter is worth more than 1,000 generators without fuel. Yes. Very deep, Tango Liberty. McStomp 8 just crossed the second constitutional divide for today. Nice. The Q and QRF only helps if they get there in time to help. Good point. Bear, have you seen the traffic at the spa, Gitmo, and if so, what's your thought? I have not. You're probably talking about Monkey Works, and I watch his stuff when I can, but I don't watch it religiously.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, Sarah, we'll miss you too. We'll tell excellent stories about you.
I would rather watch how it's made. I like that show.
There's definitely a secret handshake, Tony. And with all due respect, please don't come to my gate unless you're invited. That goes for everybody. I may not be the person who encounters you at the gate, and we have strict ROEs, so just leave it at that. One-sided help sucks. Finding those willing to work both ways, well, we keep praying. Yep. That's how you know you got good ones. I'll tell you, one of the most humbling periods of my life has been here lately, recovering from surgery, and I'm able to get up and around and do things now, although my batteries kind of suck. Like, I can't hold the charge as long as I used to be able to be. I'm working back up to that again. But we have brothers that have been diligently helping out around this place, doing the things that normally I would be doing. And it's really humbling. It's for somebody that is not used to receiving help. I like to be the one helping other people, not be the one receiving help. It's humbling. That's how you know you got good people. So
He's going to send a pigeon.
we might eat your pigeons. Keep that in mind. Like, I don't know who this Tony guy is, but he keeps sending dinner.
Dark Knight Diesel, that's sweet. Losing Thirsty Thursday will be rough after
I
SHTF.
know. We've had a bunch of people who have said, Bear, what ham band are you going to be on after the balloon goes up so we can still get together? I'm like, if you think I'm doing a 3-hour live stream on a ham radio, like, I might as well just walk out into the hayfield and hold a target up. It's like, I'm right here, bro. Come get me. I've been through 3 significant surgeries in the last 4 years, and every one of them drains a little bit of your capacity to recharge. Right, Travis Martin? It's just, when you're literally used to being the guy that can pick up that power pole and carry it, and now it's like, I don't want to walk from here to there. It's a whole new world, man. It has given me a lot of appreciation for people that deal with chronic pain,
Yes.
And a lot of appreciation for people who write in and they're like, Bear, I'm in one capacity or another. I don't know what the appropriate term is anymore. I'm really not trying to offend people, but like people who are differently abled.
Yes.
Or like, I don't know if disabled is the word. I know the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, I know that. But I'm really not trying to offend anybody.
No, I know.
But people who are differently able.
Have challenges to overcome.
Yeah, who have challenges to
And the
overcome.
people who still get a lot of shit done.
And still get a lot of shit done. Exactly. Right. And they're like,
Well, got it, got it.
yeah, like we actually got an email from somebody who was like, hey, I'm in a wheelchair and I'm trying to prep and my family thinks I'm crazy and what should I do? I'm like, just keep going. House is not finished yet. We have a brother who is bringing his sawmill to us so that we can mill all these pine logs that we drop so that we can put siding on the outhouse. We've decided on that, which is pretty cool. So I'll be shooting a mountain of content for Patreon on that, the milling of the logs and the...
It says the outhouse should stay green forever.
Might get stained green after it gets its live edge rough on pine
I pulled a
siding
groin
on it.
muscle today and I am disabled. Well, we're putting green pine on it, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, green pine's not green though. It's still yellow.
Like, there's an Olympic archer with no arms. He limits are
Right.
high.
Special needs. My brother has cerebral palsy and he crushes his day-to-day activities. Exactly, right? What's up, DL? 64-year-old amputee still doing the thing.
Like, there's people every day that are going above and beyond, and then there's people that aren't.
Yep. Yeah, there's some people that no matter what, you'll never be able to talk their ass out of bed.
Right.
And there's some people that no matter what, you'll never be able to keep their ass in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
It has nothing to do with the building.
Exactly.
Somebody wants to know if you've ever used soap nuts on them.
Yes, she has. Ford said, hey, are we getting that wind turbine? And the answer to that is yes. In fact, I was scheduling with the gentleman who has it earlier, and I've got to run those dates by you so that we, not right now, but so that we can figure out when we're going to go get this thing. Grace, it says grace. Amen. Bear post-op. Yep. You better make a deep shiplap. Well, actually, we're just gonna lap it. We're gonna put a straight edge on one side, leave it rough on the other, peel the bark off of it, and just overlap it. Because the green board is already good to go. It's already waterproof. It's already good to go. We just want siding over the green board because the green board is exterior underlayment. So going to document the setup. Of course, that'll be a Patreon thing. The vast majority of our real in-depth content lives on Patreon. That's where it is. And in fact, to the point
That's where
now,
we homestead.
yeah. And in fact, to the point now where so many people are asking so many questions over and over again. I just reposted today because on the most recent Give Me Your Questions post, there's somebody was like, hey, can you do a butchering video for sheep? I can. I've already done it. I intend to do it again, and when I do, I'm going to have Dudley with me so that we get really good camera angles and that so my hands aren't, tied up doing it. But I've already butchered many sheep and shot a video doing it. So I reposted that and a video on butchering chickens today.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as my consigliere over here, stalwart peacekeeper, pointed out the other day, the value in Patreon is not just the deeper level of content that's there, it's the 1,500 videos that's in the back. We get somebody who's like,
a lot of videos out there.
hey, can you do a video on how to use chainsaws? I don't know how to do chainsaws. I can. I have. Let me repost that for you.
How to sharpen a knife.
I was just going to say, right, how to sharpen an axe, all these things that are recurring themes, like that bank of content lives there in perpetuity. So,
not to mention more tactical things that we do.
I just did a video back at the range.
A lot of day on YouTube.
I actually slow fired to the best of my ability, which meant 1.5 seconds in between rounds. A group this big, one ragged hole with a pistol that you'll see on Patreon. And I was quite impressed. And then I did all the ping things with the steel. So, but all the tactical stuff lives on Patreon because YouTube doesn't love that stuff. Jay Higginbotham, bless you, man. I don't think I would like the outhouse finish. Just saying. You'll like it.
Can you text me something?
I was at Bible study for that video, right? Live edge on the siding. Yep. Jeff Bear, I am in eastern Oklahoma, bro. My new bug out location has a year-round creek running through it. I've been thinking about a water wheel to make power. Maybe. They're not. They're better for making mechanical power than they are for making electric power. But it could be done. How about a room clearing video? I mean, yes, that's possible, but and here's the other thing too. I'm not opposed to saying if you want to learn room clearing, go watch a James Yeager video. Go watch a tactical rifleman video. Go watch Travis Haley. Go watch what's his face? T-Rex Arms, Lucas. Those guys, that's what they do every day. Can I make a video on it? Sure. Is it going to be as good as theirs? Probably not, for a couple of reasons. First of all, they do it every day. Second of all, they have a dedicated camera crew. So, and honestly, things like that, when you see a content creator that produces high quality content like that, you should let them know how much you appreciate it because it is a pain in the ass to shoot firearms videos. It's difficult to get the shooter and the firearm and the target in frame and the editing that's involved and sometimes even the lighting and the sound of the firearm oftentimes overwhelms the microphone. So if you start speaking immediately after shooting, your audio quality sucks. Like it's not an easy thing. And so those guys that do that, you should let them know, hey, I appreciate it. Like Paul Harrell. I love Paul Harrell. That guy makes great presentations. And they're presentations, and he treats them like so. It's like every time you watch a Paul Harrell video, it's essentially a block of instruction. And that's great. But he has a crew that does that for him. Now, I have a Dudley, and I'm not saying that Dudley isn't a crew because he is, but post-production, we don't have people whose job it is to edit down videos. We don't have people whose job it is to make it super slick. So the log rigging video was awesome. Thank you, Stacy.
Well, there's a lot of like life advice there and business advice.
Oh gosh,
like
there's
a lot.
The upper tier is all that.
Yeah,
that's all it is. We're on the. In fact, I got to do episode 12 of the upper tier tomorrow. We'll post up there. Super high value, essentially coaching, whether it's business or personal. Bear, what's your opinion of the Warrior Poet Society? Do you think their firearms training is any good? You know, Bama Buckeye, I will tell you what I would say to John Lovell's face. I think John Lovell is a good guy. I've never met him. I'd like to hang out with him at some point. But I have heard from 3 different people on 3 different occasions whose opinions I trust, who have all taken his pistol or carbine class fanboys. And I don't think that he doesn't know what he's talking about. But I do think that from the reports that I've gotten from people who have taken his classes, the way the class is set up, there's very much so an element of I'm John Lovell and I can shoot this way, and if you can keep up, you'll shoot this way too. And there's several, if not many, people there who are there to fanboy over John Lovell doing John Lovell stuff on the range. That to me is not an adequate block of instruction. If I go work with an instructor, I want to learn. So I don't know for certain, because I haven't met the man and I haven't been to any of his classes. But again, from the 3 people that I know and trust who have taken his classes. I've heard, and they don't know each other, and they weren't at the same class. So I've now, in the mouths of 2 or 3, let everything be established. I've got 3 different witnesses on 3 different dates and 3 different towns going on. And if you've come to like one of our medical trainings, you'll realize real quick, it's not about me. I don't want it to be about me. I want you to pay attention to the instructors and to learn. You're not there for me. Now, maybe in between class, we can hang out. Maybe we could talk in the parking lot, and we oftentimes do. You know, maybe on the 10-minute breaks at the end of each hour, we can get a couple words in, but it's not about me. It's not about putting bear on display. It's about letting the instructors instruct. And if that's something that's missing from any training thing. So.
But our trainers are awesome.
Our trainers are awesome. Valor Ridge, Reed Hendricks, and Patriot Nurse are both awesome. I agree. I've never met them either, but I know that they're a brother and a sister in the faith, and I would like to meet them. I've reached out to Reed a few times and never heard anything back, but I imagine he's at least as busy as I am, so I don't begrudge him that. And he also doesn't have a Harmony, a Monica, and a Renee, so, like, I can't blame him. How's the garden? Honey, you want to answer that?
It's going good. I've got tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers and
That one's pepper's big.
yeah, the big house, 1 blueberry, a ton of grapes, carrots and onions, and a few beans. My beans did not do very well this year. So, but the fruit trees are still doing good. They're growing and surviving, which I'm glad. These trees can be very finicky and they're hard sometimes. But yeah, it's a happy little garden. We did a video on container gardening
On Patreon.
and Patreon. And
Which,
if
by
it
the
hasn't
way,
posted it,
you have 1 week left to get in on the $1 tier. July 1st, the $1 tier is going away. We will grandfather it for all existing $1 patrons, but after that, it's going away. So if you want to join Patreon, it's $1 a month or $10 a year. And if you hate it, you're out $1. I don't think you'll hate it, though. In fact, we actually had to take some advice from the patrons who were like, you make more content than we can consume. Could you please just slow down just a hot minute because we can't keep up? Okay, yeah, for sure. So, continue. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's still been like a learning experience, but I definitely like it. Definitely like it.
I like it too.
And
I
we
like-
will be doing more.
I like being able to move the plants to where
Yeah.
they need to be.
And yes, I do use heirloom seeds and I do seed collect. So I've got tons and tons of seeds.
Roger that, Jason. Hey, Jason, I saw your previous comment as well. Man, yeah, in order for a business to work, there has to be a need or a demand for your product. And so, Bear, I read How to Get Shit Done per your recommendation. Loved it. Do you have any other recommendations? In that vein, the 48 Laws of Power, the 9 Laws by Ivan Throne. 48 Laws of Power is Robert Greene, and it is a tome. It is bigger than my Bible. While we're at it, the Bible, I would read that because that's a story of the Father's people getting shit done or lack thereof for about the last 4,000 years or so. Let's see.
4 hours.
4-hour work week. That's required reading for working with me, which right now I'm not taking any new high-level clients, but I may at some point. I'm thinking about it. So, and if I do, that will be announced on the Patreon upper tiers first. But the
I've listened.
4-hour work week, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, another very good one.
We go back to how to win friends and influence people.
Yeah, 100-year-old book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the basics of which is understanding the difference between an asset and a liability.
We talked about this today. Napoleon Hill has some good ones.
Yep.
Yeah, have you ever read Outwitting the Devil?
No.
Napoleon Hill? It's literally a conversation.
Yeah, T likes Jocko too.
Yep.
Jocko. I love
Jocko.
some Gary Vee too.
I was a big Gary Vee fan for years, and then at the beginning of COVID, he got very social justice warrior-y. I was like, you know what? I don't need to be preached at by you. And I honestly think a very large part of that was virtue signaling to the majority of his audience, which I'm not. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So is it Outliers from Malcolm Gladwell? That's a great one.
Outliers from Malcolm Gladwell. Yep. The Old Breed by E.B. Sledge is an awesome read. The monk that sold his Ferrari. Sorry. Four-hour work week was not compatible with my life, job, family needs. Maybe it could benefit others. I would recommend reading it again, JR. It is. You just
more than a
batching,
program.
outsourcing, Pareto principle. That applies to your life no matter what. Like no matter what you're doing, no matter what your station in life. I mean, hell, just with
Not just work.
we talk about the Pareto principle here in my daily life.
One book that went into depth on the Pareto principle. It was really good. I can't remember the author.
Oh, the 80-20 rule.
Yeah, the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's literally that's the name of the book. That's the 80-20 rule. That's the name of the book.
Received my bare minimum 3 weeks earlier than expected. Excellent quality. Thank you. I'll be ordering more from
They're
you.
going out within
Awesome,
an
Brian.
hour now. Like,
Yeah.
we are getting them out.
Yeah, we released the SOB today.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
know.
want
We
to
gotta
tell me
make
again?
TR work really hard tomorrow.
That's right. I want his fingers to fall off.
You should have it like Monday or Tuesday.
We'll do it. We'll do this again really
They can
quickly.
back channel.
Well, we might have some new people who just came. The SOB kit, smaller back kit. It's little. It's like this big. Here's a Glock 17 holster.
Yeah.
Okay. For real. This is a Glock 17 holster. This
Exact
is the
same
SOB.
size.
This is the SOB kit.
Mine is the
Okay.
tourniquet. That's funny.
Yeah. There.
So see, it is a good belt kit. Like it's just
Yeah,
the size
and
of a.
It's narrow. Okay. It's a narrow little kit. You got your tourniquet on the outside. Hold on. I don't want to smack you in the face. Cha! Quick deploy tourniquet off of the turd, which is the tactical utility retention device right here. And then, so it's got your cat, Gen 7 cat on the outside. You pop your little, it's Molly compatible, of course, handmade in America, guaranteed forever. These are coming out of Cody's shop at Sojourn Gear. You pop the lid open. This stays on your belt, your plate carrier, your whatever. And you just pop this out. You got your little suitcase full of goodies right here. And then in here, you've got your decompression needle, your Sharpie, and then you've got your gloves right here. So you got a pair of nitrile gloves. Then we've got an H&H mini compression bandage right here, super flat, super thin. We have got our comes standard with Quick Clot combat gauze. This is a $43 product right here. Comes standard with this. Then we've also got for wound packing, we've got H&H compressed gauze right now. Then we've got our nasal pharyngeal airway and 2 compact chest seals as well right here. High fins. I like the high fins. We've got our BZK wipes for prepping for needle decompression with our decompression needle that's right here. And then we've got duct tape, fold flat duct tape, because it sticks to everything, including blood, sweat, and tears. This thing retails for $199. It's a purpose-built kit. It was developed. The Patriot plumber said, hey, I'm doing tactical shooty things with a bunch of these guys, and there is not a good belt kit that can be worn on a gun belt. There's some that are big and some that are bulky, but there's nothing that's like what you guys would make. I think you should make one, and let's see what happens. And so we made one, and then we made a couple more, and then we made 10 more, and then we just did a production run of 100 of them, and those 100 of them are available in the store at refugemedical.com right now. And if you order them today, we'll ship them tomorrow. So, and they're available in multicam, Ranger Green, Coyote Tan, and ever fashionable black. So, and did I mention handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever, designed to work the March algorithm, and they're tiny. They're really super, super tiny.
Mhm.
Like I can't
It's
stress.
a compact kit.
I can't stress how tiny it is compared to. I mean, here's the bare minimum, okay, which was the compact kit before this. Look at the SOB, okay,
Just as capable.
and it's just as capable. Like it's an awesome kit. Am I going to get rid of the minimum that's on my plate carrier? No. But if I build another plate carrier, I'm going to put an SOB on it.
Mhm.
Like it's an awesome, awesome kit. And it's called SOB because it's small at the back, designed to be deployable with either hand.
Okay, let me see it. I'll show them.
Here you go.
Tell them the Black Adventure kits are in the
See.
back.
Like,
Yep.
That's where it's meant to go.
Yep. The little tiny kit.
Mhm.
What did you say, Renee? Black Adventure kits?
Kits are back in stock.
Black Adventure kits are back in stock for all of y'all who want Black Adventure kits.
How many of those we
brother.
got? Like back in stock for good? Ish.
I got enough.
I got enough.
Cool.
That's
I
cool.
have a potential exciting one that will announce maybe next week. And we'll see. Might be back in stock.
Oh no, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh.
And then yeah, the tourniquet rides on the outside with the TURD, tactical utility retention device. And so, thank you, Danielle. So, yeah, it's an awesome little kit. Again, here's a Glock 17 Kydex holster, and here's the SOB kit. Okay, and then it's like an inch and a half wide.
Yeah.
Max
It
width.
might be.
It's as
like
wide as
a
the
half
tourniquet.
inch
Yeah.
It's as wide as the tourniquet is.
thicker than the Glock.
Somebody wants to know if they have Bear Prime membership now because they got their bare minimum 5 days.
Yeah, you didn't know? You have Bear Prime. Stomp bags. Yes, there are a few stomp bags still in stock. Floyd Stanley. What's up, Floyd Stanley? Shalom, Broheim. Floyd Stanley's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
He's a good
We
guy.
like foot stuff.
He has been on the porch along with his lovely bride.
Mhm.
That is a rare thing
Yeah.
in the Bear Nation. Inner sanctum. The SOB clipped on a backpack sternum strap would make an awesome mini chest rig. That's a good point.
To me,
I would say
SOB
5
is
versus
small
1.
enough.
I think, yeah.
I
Like,
said it's small enough for a female EDC.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'm
Very
saying. Like,
different
we don't
setup.
like bulky stuff, and that would fit perfectly
It's like
right on my
I
belt.
almost want to wear a belt.
Yeah.
Almost.
Stomp bags are sold out in the store. Could somebody please check that? Fo is checking right now. Hey, Bear, my buddy was asking me why I don't have an EpiPen in my kit. I think probably not necessary. Your thoughts? Jason, if you're allergic, if you have serious anaphylactic shock, then you should have an EpiPen. Or if you have somebody in your crew that does, then you should have an EpiPen. Now, those are prescription items, and they need to be kept cool. So, and they are not cheap. The generics are much cheaper than the actual EpiPen. But the brand name EpiPen is still like $600 or something stupid like that. Is there an IFAC that can molly to a bayonet? Yes, M, all of them can. All of them. So if you have somebody that's really allergic to bee stings or has a sulfa allergy or something like that, where severe anaphylaxis is an issue, then an EpiPen is a very good thing. But the person that has that allergy should get a prescription for a generic EpiPen from their doctor, and then if one of those lives in your kit, so be it. But understand that they don't last outside of refrigeration very long. You might get a year on that thing. And they come in different dosages as well. So make sure that you're getting the appropriate dosage. But Narcan is free. That's exactly right, Sarah. I've got a feeling I'll be buying another SOB kit. Okay. Thanks, 5 verse 1. I appreciate that. Also keep glucose tabs in my kit for diabetics. Yep. We have glucose in our stomp bag.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, Chris Haynes. Do you guys send items to Brazil? Honey, you want to talk on that?
I think so. Basically, there has been a lot of regulation as far as international shipments go. So I have, and our system is going to charge you a set amount. So it could result in additional shipping, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Yes, we can, but it could result in additional shipping. And when you get it, you will be responsible for your own duties and country taxes. Yeah.
Okay. Stomp bags are fixed. They are back in stock in the store. And the little kit, Danielle or Danol, I don't know if you're a dude or a chick, so I don't want to insult you. But we'll just call you Danny. So Danny, the SOB kit is the name of the little one. I've been having issues with FedEx this week. Yeah, did you know that the average freight cost per mile since 2020 has gone up from $1.41 to $3.09 per mile? It's just from 2020. Where can someone get the proper training to use these med kits in urban areas? Well, you can and should check out refugetraining.com. We have classes in San Antonio, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri, and Fort Smith, Arkansas right now, and to populate the calendar with between now and the end of the year.
Right.
And so chances are strong that we are coming to a metropolitan area near you between now and the end of the year.
We're hitting Memphis, Indianapolis,
Atlanta,
Orlando,
Cleveland, Birmingham,
Philadelphia, Virginia, Charlotte,
Nevada, Charlotte,
Orlando, Las
said
Vegas,
Orlando.
In Central and South Texas.
Reno.
Yep. San Antonio, Houston. What did we decide on Salt Lake City? We still need to put that one together.
It's gonna be next year.
Next year.
Early February.
Okay, so early next year we'll do Salt Lake City and Pacific Northwest. And I'm on Long Island. I love you, bro, but not happening. We took a
Go to Philly when we
go,
come.
yeah, that's a very
Or
good
go to
point.
Philly. If you live past
Anywhere.
Philly,
Yeah.
Yep.
you need to go to Philly.
Yeah, if
We're not going.
that's
further than
a
Philly.
great point. We hung a map on a wall and took red dry erase markers and crossed off certain areas of the country. Illinois was one of them. California was another of them. And then we drew a line around Pennsylvania. If you are northeast, or east of Pennsylvania, and even southeast of Pennsylvania,
Ohio,
we're not coming to you, because the laws, I will not be a felon the moment I cross into your state. I'm not doing it. But we also have a Columbus class,
Yeah.
a Cleveland class.
not Columbus,
Oh,
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland class. So we need class in Boise,
Yeah.
Idaho.
Denver,
That'll be early next year on that tour, I imagine.
Yes.
and
So-
possibly North Dakota, right?
Barry, you said St. Louis. Did you mean Springfield? Yes, I meant Springfield. Correct.
Yeah,
Dearborn, Michigan. We're not going to Michigan either. Again, laws.
but most likely
North Dakota.
after the Pacific Northwest tour is going to be Boise, Idaho, Wisconsin,
Right,
close enough that Michigan can head over.
right.
Cleveland will be fallish. I think fallish. Like begin
So I saw Pittsburgh,
summer.
Iowa, or Minnesota. At some point, Hans, but the thing is, that's a very large landmass up there. And when we look at our metrics and our analytics, we have some people, but we don't have a lot of people in those areas. And it may require you to travel in order to get to a class. Yeah, we're going to do Nashville again. We've got an 8-hour Responder 3 class in Nashville. Yes, Pennsylvania classes.
Or Charlotte, depending on how far east you are.
Pennsylvania classes, what? Is it Philly or Pittsburgh we're going to?
Philly.
Philly.
Going to Philadelphia. we're
Okay.
going to Memphis and Tennessee, and then Charlotte, North Carolina. So anywhere you are along there, you'll be able to find your correct location.
So if we get near y'all, Cleveland is 2 hours from me across the lake and a border. You can do it, Chris. We believe in you. So big cities, not rural areas. Yeah, Hawken, here's the thing. The bigger markets, because we need facilities to perform the training, and we need, in some cases, a lot of cases, people fly in for these classes. So airports are good. Hotels are good for people to stay in. And they're easy to navigate. So you can get, pick an interstate and drive there. Are there prerequisites for the 8-hour class? Mark Chase, shalom, brother. Yes, we strongly recommend you've either taken Responder 1 or Responder 2 before you get to the Responder 3 class, which is the 8-hour civilian TAC Med class. And Responder 1 is what we were calling our 4-hour Stop the Bleed, but we realized that we are doing
more than that.
Yes, we are doing ourselves a disservice by calling it a Stop the Bleed class, because those with any idea of what a Stop the Bleed class is are thinking that they're getting a 60 to 90 minute bleeding control class. And it's way more than that. It's a 4-hour class that comes from our 8-hour law enforcement and military TCCC curriculum. So there's the medicine, the methodology, and the mindset, all that's taught in Responder 1. And it is bleeding control, but it's so much more. It's the entirety of the March algorithm. Responder 2 is basically your comprehensive civilian sheepdog class. It's CPR, AED, and Stop the Bleed, all of which is required, or all of which is covered by the Good Samaritan Act. So how to perform CPR, as well as how to perform CPR, and if you should perform CPR in a tactical environment, and those considerations. AED, what does that look like? And then Stop the Bleed as well. So, and then both of those, what you learn in the classroom portion of Responder 3, which is the civilian tactical medicine class, builds on the stuff that you learn in Responder 1 and Responder 2. And so to say that they're prerequisites, it's not required. I'm not going to go into my database to make sure that you've taken those 2 classes in order to be there for the Responder 3. I've been there. It's awesome for the price. Thank you, QRF. And yes, you were there. I appreciate you. I believe you were in Atlanta. I believe he was in Atlanta. What's up, Water Walker? But does an Army CLS certification pre-qualify? Yes, we've had a lot of people with CLS certifications who have taken the 4-hour basic class and have gone, holy shit, there's a bunch of stuff that I didn't know. Because things change.
Especially if it's not in the last 5 years.
Yeah. So
JJ, we still have spots for Springfield,
yep.
but you need to get it.
Yep. There's room for more people. We're not canceling Springfield. Come on with it. We'd love to have you there. So 2 hours from Philly. Not a fan of the place though, but I will come for a class. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Philly either. I'm not a fan of big cities, honestly, but those are the best places for us to do this kind of business. So,
because generally they're centrally located.
Also, let the cat out of the bag, and these classes will go up relatively the same time, so you'll be able to see.
Yeah, like the calendar
is going to be available in what is closest to you and choose, rather than what is available next.
Great point. We're going to be putting as many classes up on the site as we can in the near future. So stay tuned to refugetraining.com, because that way, rather than having your usual 6 weeks to try and save the money to come to class and request off from work and figure out your travel, you may have 4 months that we're coming to your area that you can plan to be there. So I'm beginning to think I'll be moved back closer to there before you get out here, and I ain't quick. Well, Mark Chase, hey, we wanted to put together a PNW tour before the beginning of next year, but it just wasn't working out.
Right. We have a lot of feast days coming up, and
feast days and snow.
Everybody that works for us is Torah.
Yep.
So it kind of diminishes the multiple days and there's travel
We can
time.
do December 24th, 25th, 26th.
Right.
whatever.
Well,
Y'all want to
Look
come
at-
to a class on Christmas?
look at Logan's comment. I went to the last Dallas 4-hour class and also went through combat lifesaver class twice when I was in, and there was a lot that wasn't in the combat lifesaver class. I appreciate that. Do you take IOUs as payment for facts? I do not. However, I need all of the cow shit mucked out of this field over here. So if you want to come work one off, come on with it. For the one thing, asking if I'd been to Deutschland, but I haven't been out of the USA. Oh, okay. I think I need some peanut butter whiskey. Yeah, me too. It's been a while since there's been screwball in my life.
Mhm.
Is it because you're out?
Yeah, but I haven't made a big deal out of it because we had that table over there that was still filled with liquor from Sukkot last year. So I've been kind of just like, oh, what am I going to have today? I don't know what this is. Somebody must have brought this last
Think yourself.
The chicken
September.
took the label off.
We should take all the way
Yeah. Make some jungle juice.
Virginia is what? Lynchburg,
out.
right?
Lynchburg.
Virginia.
Yep.
Virginia.
1,000 miles from OKC, 14.5 hours flat, bro, 3 times a year. Come on. Yep, there you go. Can a Patreon sponsor a giveaway? For sure. In the past, we've had many companies that wanted us to feature their products, and they've ended up in the Patreon giveaway. And so if you are one of those companies, you'd like to be considered for that, email us at admin@bearindependent.com. admin@bearindependent.com.
Tell Jason a message.
And put or Jason, you could just call Foe since you guys are best friends now. Whatever works.
Other people should email admin.
That's what you meant to.
JR, it's not up yet. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll be posting all these dates that we're talking about.
Oh no! Now you started.
Oh
it.
no, Lynn's like, I'm in.
People lining up.
Will there be a trainer certification class in the future? Probably in the future, but not yet. We are set up to train the trainer, but we've done that only internally at this point, and that's CPR, AED, and stop the bleed. And as for TCCC, could be done, but we haven't done that. So, and where's that black case? Where did that go?
What? Who's black case?
With the blue gun in it? Is it down there?
Oh yeah,
There's so many black cases
I
over
know.
here.
I know. I'm like,
Everything we do comes in Pelican cases.
Razor level.
We are high speed.
Yeah.
Black case. They can't know color case.
Cigars.
And the cool thing is that the 8-hour class, we
train or gun?
yes, that's why it's blue. It's a blue gun. This is not a firearm, but it is magazine fed, which is cool. And oh, there we go. So anyway, we get to shoot each other with these a bunch. It's going to be a good time. So,
You will get hurt.
well, that's not a really good selling point. But-
little baby table.
Just
But
makes it a little bit
We
more
could
real.
have
Yeah,
a
that's
T-shirt
funny.
available for
Yeah.
seller that said "Bear wrecked my life," the 8-hour class on the back. So I gotta sleep in a piano. So anyway, yeah, okay, cool. You're crazy, Bear. Haha. Yeah, yep, I am.
Oh my gosh.
And
JJ chose violence too.
hypothetical question: would you be more upset about a trespasser in your land or someone destroyed your drum kit? Both would have a very similar response.
JJ just chose violence. I was thinking the response is the same. You're dead.
The question really is,
I heard the best quote last night from.
either way, you're compost. So
Yeah, I was thinking you were
Best
gonna
quote
get
from
to
the
the rock
military guy
pile.
says, you do this, and
You want to pick a fight.
you're better be ready to have your son and daughter raised by somebody else.
that's right.
I think the answer to that is probably you end up at the same place. It's just a matter of how long it takes for you to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there'd be a lot more torture with the drum kit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, than the land thing. Because the land thing, you'd just be shot And he probably wouldn't be shot by you. He'd be by like 10 people.
It was
We'd be
like that.
we don't know which one of us killed him.
It was like that douche nozzle who said that he could take that tree down without a rope. That's what I
Uh-huh.
watched in that video. And then my response was like, no, you couldn't, because you'd have died 3 steps past the gate.
Montana Sky, the blue gun is for the Responder 3 course that we are starting to do. It's not posted yet.
Yep.
All the dates aren't posted yet, but like
Yep.
here in the next
It's scenario
week?
based.
Yeah, it's scenario based training with role players, instructors.
There will be a deck of cards.
Yep.
Oh, he knows if you touched his drum set.
Oh, he does.
For sure.
He knows if you pump it.
Yeah.
That is not like that's one of those things that people get right in the movies. I can tell if somebody has sat on my drum throw.
Mhm.
Like I just know.
Maybe it's because it was the first 2 months I was here.
My problem at one property, my trespassing neighbor has a drone to recon my pond to see if it's clear to come fish. I'm just catching on. Number 4, bird shot.
Hot wire on your fence.
Yeah, you want to show hot wire?
Bear, I watched all the prepper classroom. Thanks for that, Bear. You're welcome. I'm glad you liked it, man. Never mess with musicians' gear. It invokes a very negative educational response. I agree. Can I be a role player in Vegas? I may be down to get shot. Does it hurt?
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, but
I think Sarah would be a
I mean, I've been
good
shot
role
with rubber
player.
bullets before, so it's probably not gonna hurt. Like
don't
that.
scare the nice people.
It's not going to hurt.
You'll have some
Sarah
vests for
would be a
padding.
very-
So
She'd be a really good actor.
Proper protective
Crisis
gear.
actor.
shalom kosher, Dad.
But it's still
You
gonna.
have proper protective gear.
Um,
Not
you
even as
need to
bad
do
as
another
that.
8-hour class now. You've got all the toys and drones. Now require an FFA license. There you go. No, they're not. These aren't rubber bullets. They are paintballs, so that we'll know. Hey, you should put a chest seal on that because you just got shot in the chest. And believe me, we thought about going with like hardcore simunition, and we opted against that. A, because you never know the level of training that the people in the room with you are going to have when they lay their hands on that simunition gun, and B, it opens up the facilities that we can teach 8-hour classes at by using, and they're badass. These are actual trainers. Like law enforcement uses these to train with. That's the reason there are Glock holsters on this table right now, because this is a Glock 17 profile. Same size, same weight, magazine fed. It's actually pretty badass, and it gives you a pretty good wallop.
But simulations hurt way worse.
Yeah, simulations hurt way worse. And so again, for civilian training, this is a good option. And it's a blue gun. It's not a toy, but it's not a firearm. So Todd. And it shoots these little paintballs right here. Get them. Get them, Badger. I don't know. Somebody said screwball whiskey, and now I'm like, man, that sounds like a good idea.
I'm just like water.
Water. Well, you've been cooking in the sun for.
Oh, look, I'm darker than you.
Yeah, you have to wear a pro mask with some rounds. Yep. So yeah, there will be all the appropriate PPE as well. Yep. That makes sense. Willard would have gone apeshit if we were shooting in his ballroom. Well, he did have 9,000 airsoft BBs to clean up, so I don't care.
I'm sure he's still up there.
Hey, Bear, what would be your opinion on leaving beans in 1-pound bags and then putting them in Mylar and buckets? Can I leave them in bags or take them out? You certainly can leave them in bags. There's certain beans that we buy. There's like a 15-bean soup blend that we get.
It's a ham bean soup blend.
But it doesn't have any ham in it.
No, they just call it that.
But it comes in like I think a 20-ounce bag. And yeah, we just leave them in the package like that. Please, North Dakota.
And they're good. It's got lentils and like.
North Dakota will be Dickinson, North Dakota when it posts. We're not there yet. Thank you for the My Medic review. Awesome. This guy right here, you mean? This piece of junk? You're welcome. Look at this. Okay? Look.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but you don't have that little positive whistle in yours.
That's true. I don't have a rape whistle in mine, but you don't need a rape whistle in a bear fact because you didn't get raped when you bought one. That's why they included it in the My Medic. No chivalry at this company. I wonder if it even works. Does it work? Should we try it?
Don't break it.
It doesn't even whistle. That's not a whistle.
No, you gotta go.
Yeah,
You gotta go hard and strong.
Nobody's gonna hear that.
Is that something you do, right?
No. Where's my shofar?
It's over there.
So, yeah, this thing's just a
Sorry, y'all.
a comprehensive boo-boo kit. And Twitch pointed this out because Twitch was playing with it and he was like appalled. He goes, "These shears, what's this?"
Yeah. Here, I want to actually try to like cut something.
They go inverse.
What can we cut? Here. Let's see if it'll cut an envelope. It doesn't fit this. Okay, I cut that. Let's try
Okay.
it. Hang on. I got it.
We have fabric laying around.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the My Medic
Cut my
bag.
damn hat open.
Where's that My Medic bag?
Why are you cutting a sock?
Well, you never know. You might need to cut a sock off.
But I mean, why is there a sock just laying around that we're cutting on the porch?
But
Not so much, huh?
You can't even cut the sock.
You can't cut a sock with that?
I can't even like kind of make a hole.
That's-
Here, wait, I'll
You might be
tighten
able
it.
to chew a hole better.
Okay, if I tighten it, if I put tension on it, I can cut it.
Bare minimum to the rescue.
Let's see.
Give me that sock.
Let me see. I'm doing the scissors.
Help me. I need the whistle.
First time.
Yeah.
No stretch. That's
Yeah.
a pair of scissors.
They're real. These are
This
it's garbage.
is junk.
And everything in that kit is garbage.
Yeah.
Like it's just
The one
That's
chest
monkey
seal.
sock.
the one chest seal with 4 holes in it.
Oh, I didn't even see
It's got 4 holes in it. What the? Wait a minute.
It's like this big and it's one.
I know.
The bullet goes through.
I know. You have to sharpen them. The shears are sent dull for safety.
22.
Negative. They're sent dull because they're
Everybody
garbage.
has
If you have a 22, you defend your house. That person bought the My Medic bag.
It's a valid point.
Everybody just shoots me.
So
But yeah. What do you want this?
bled out before she could cut the sock off.
Right?
Yep.
Like,
Let's use the same pouch as that My Medic as my wacky tobacco bag. That's a lot of
That
tobacco, bro. But hey, to each their own. Whatever you say. What
brand
brands are
is it?
good scissors? These nuts. Get the North American Rescue from our store. Refuge Medical.
It's a horrible, just self-perfect chest seal.
Now, I would recommend the My Medic if you were worried about your children skinning their knees while riding their bikes.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what it's for.
but it's
I
an
don't know, our
expensive
boo-boo bag
kit
is
for
so
that.
better.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, if we're gonna go that route, like you could spend $240 on that freaking kit right there, or $50 on a boo-boo kit,
Right.
and you could
It's
still
the
fix
same.
this a skinned knee. So, how about a Bible cover for the scriptures?
there's so many. Like,
There's some cool ones on
yeah, there's
Etsy.
some really cool ones on like Etsy. And like, we love y'all supporting us and helping us do the things, but like also find other people. Just like, there's other people out there.
Other great small business.
Yep.
Yeah, there's other great small businesses. So
Shabba-dabba-doo. Jeffrey don't
It
need one. It's
was.
waterproof. Okay, it's waterproof.
it is.
It is. I miss the threat matrix. Now, Patrick McDonald, I just had to stop for a while, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, we appreciate that, but yeah, it's just it's overwhelming. It doesn't put you in a good mood, you know, to read that every day.
Well, it was negatively impacting my mental health. And if I'm not in a good place, how the hell am I supposed to help you get in a good place? I don't want to live in that. Could you imagine being in the shit and the shears are that crappy and then you grab your chest seal with holes in it?
Right. There's no way that these shears would actually cut denim. Like,
No. Nope.
No, the fact that you can turn them inside out is the problem.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. No way.
The whole world is a threat matrix right now. Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Mark takes anyone questioning the cost of scissors should go to a sewing or fabric store.
For
Right.
sure.
I have my own fabric scissors. You do not touch those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
They're
super.
Cody has a pair of shears at his shop that are like, first of all, they weigh a couple of pounds, right? They're like this long, and you don't need $300 scissors until you need $300 scissors, right?
Hell,
So-
I've used NAR scissors when butchering a chicken.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
cuts right through bones.
cuts right
You gotta
through
be
it.
careful with that.
But they are
Shalom,
great
Yankee.
scissors. Like,
That's why I was cringing when he was like doing this and you were like reaching for him. I was like, oh goodness, we're gonna tell him.
I'm not to lose a finger.
lose a finger.
Prompts you how to reattach a finger class.
Right, Martin Pope? Yeah, Looms, keep your pimples out of this conversation. Mama
Yeah,
was-
like-
Yep.
We all had those. Like, you
Yeah.
don't touch those scissors.
My mom had what were called pinking shears, I
Uh-huh.
think, and they made like
Yeah,
a
they will-
zigzaggy line. Like, I don't even know what those are for.
You don't have to hang it.
Okay, that's good to know.
And it won't fray. It's like you fray it, pre-fray it so it doesn't fray.
That makes sense. See, I had no idea.
I'm not.
Been following for a while. All I have to say is thank you. 9 Mile Media, bless you. Thank you. I want it to go down sooner than later while I'm still young enough to do something about it. I don't want it to be left to my kids. Gustav, I agree completely. On the one hand, I totally agree completely. On the other hand, I'm really focused on creating and perpetuating normalcy for me and my people here. Thank you, Harry Heck. Just because there's nothing else that I can do. Locally and regionally, I have some say. Federally, I got no say. When I deckhanded in Alaska, I learned my lesson, bought a crappy fillet knife, and had like 300 fish to fillet on the ride back. I had to get my captain's fillet knife, and then lost in the ocean when a big wave hit
That
us.
sounds bad.
Ugh.
Yeah.
We need the dance monkeys bad now, though. Tell me what to do. Yeah.
Somebody said we should just do like a silver linings episode. That'd be
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I passed my RSO course this last week. And awesome, Tommy. That's great to hear. That's awesome. I want more and more silver linings that make me genuinely happy. Me too. When are you coming back to Indiana? I don't know yet, but we are. But a 1996 12-valve 4x4 Dodge 350 dually, CME proof. You had me until you said Dodge, bro. When it comes to quality gear, buy once and cry once. I agree. It's worth it. You know, there's on the good side, we're not yet in the world of the Book of Eli. And, you know, a lot of people ask me, Bear, how bad do you think it's going to get? I have no idea. But I know potentially how bad it could get. And there's not, my wife will tell you, there's nothing that keeps me up at night. I fall asleep about that fast. When it's time for me to go to sleep, I just go to sleep. So I won't use the euphemism to say that, you know, what keeps me up at night is because nothing does. Praise the Father. But where I see the real potential for concern is if normal people get desperate. That's the problem for me. When the soccer mom with the 3 kids can't get food, either because it's not there to get, or because of global supply chain issues, or milk that used to be $4 is now $8 or $12, and bread that was $2 is now $4 or $6, and you can't afford food, and you can't get food, or the government mandates you have to stay home again, and you can't go buy food, and normal people get desperate. That's what's scary to me. And that is so much more likely in my mind than the National Guard or the Marines are deployed and martial law and coronal mass ejections. We know coronal mass ejections are real. They happen regularly. EMPs, yeah, is it possible? Yes. Probable at this point, I'd say no. Even conventional warfare, like all those things are possible and they're scary. But when you live in a neighborhood full of unprepared people and they now cannot get the things that they have come to rely on, there is no fuel. God forbid there's no electricity, prolonged electrical outages, and which means there's no refrigeration, which means the grocery stores don't work, which means there's no fuel, which means there's no transportation, which means there's no school, which means there's no internet, and people get desperate. That's the real concern for me. It's that population density equation of people behaving badly. You do not want to be surrounded by a bunch of people who are behaving badly.
Well, we just talked about this. Like millions of people, like the high, heavy metro, big metro areas. Hell no. Like, you don't want to be anywhere near there.
There's a 100% chance you won't get it then if you don't get it now. Yeah, and that's why we prepare. And I also think it's important to point out that it's not just the big picture macro issues as to why one needs to be prepared. I know a lot of people that due to injury or illness or job loss have had to tap into their food storage.
Right.
I've been really thankful that they had it to tap into. I know a lot of people, and think about like comprehensive preparedness here. It's not just beans, bullets, and Band-Aids. It is that, but it's also, when was the last time you updated your life insurance policy? Is your will in order? Do you have an emergency fund? Are your vehicles properly maintained? How's your, and seeing the fragility, both macro and micro, and then taking steps to mitigate that fragility. So people worry about fighting the government. Maybe the grandma with a snub-nosed 38 with 100 grandkids that takes you out. That's the real problem. That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
We've had to tap into our food stores because funds sometimes don't go far enough. Exactly, right? A wise man once said basic preparedness covers a myriad of problems. Yeah, I know that guy. I know that guy. That's a good guy right there. Chris Haynes, exactly, right? I'm terrified if the pleasantries are gone, I will survive, but there will be massive casualties. So there could be, there is the potential for, and this is one of the few channels that I'm aware of where we discuss not just possibility, but probability. Because those are two very different things. All things are possible. Not all things are probable. And if you're not developing your hierarchy of need based on probability, you're doing it wrong. You're operating in fear, right? All things are possible. It is possible that North Korea or whoever EMPs us back to the Stone Age. It is possible that China launches a conventional war on our west coast and starts working their way east. It's possible that Russia is going to attack Hawaii. All these things are possible. It's possible that the government gets a wild hair up its ass and starts murdering its own citizens. We've seen that under other governments around the world. Like, everybody thinks, well, it could never happen here. Well, it's happened in a lot of other places, most of which are associated with the hammer and sickle. Okay? So all of those things are possible. But what's probable? It's more probable that you get in a car wreck, or you get sick, or you break a bone, you get injured doing something around the house, or that because of the economy, your job's like, hey man, we love you, but we just can't keep you. Democide, that's exactly right, QRF. And so I think we do ourselves a disservice if we get wrapped up in the possibilities, not the probabilities. And because basic preparedness covers a myriad of potential issues, if you're prepared for the probable things, they translate over into the so. I have had 8 years of living off my preps. Accident wrecked my back, and state didn't approve my disability, so I'm well versed in doing more with little. Live far below your means now, just in case. Amen. I agree with that. Trust gets you killed. Love gets you hurt. Being real gets you hated. Shalom from North Carolina. What's up, Frank? We'll be hunting song dogs later tonight, becoming a problem with livestock. The moment I'm looking to get 2 food-grade 5-gallon buckets to transform into a homemade Berkey type filter. I like it. Coming out of retirement, starting working next week as a security officer, needed more money. Well, look at the softening of the U.S. economy. I read a number the other day that said the actual rate of inflation since the start of COVID is somewhere in the neighborhood of 28%. 28% across the board. And when we get to, and in certain commodities, it's 400%. And when we get to 100%, 200%, again, where that gallon of milk that was $4 is now $12, what do you do? What do you do? But I also think that it is wise for us to develop meaningful relationships with people and systems, a way of living now. I don't want the system to go away. I don't like the system, but man, I like sushi. I like ribeyes. I like peanut butter whiskey. I like being able to ship y'all products and save people's lives. But at some point, if that system goes away, I don't want knowledge base. That's why we say do the things. We are doing the things now to the best of our ability, so that there are many things we won't have to guess at when the time comes that we have to employ those full time, not just as a facet of our existence, but it's now our full time our existence. They say 12%, which is ridiculous. Yeah, Gustav, that's inaccurate. We all know that. But some very smart people have said it's more in the neighborhood of 28%. And I believe that. And I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon. I mean, there's another $1 trillion infrastructure bill passed. What? It's like 80% of all U.S. dollars have been printed in the last 10 years. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm prepping to stay put. I live in Manassas, Virginia with a very young family of 3 kids. Getting ready slowly, and I'm doing the things, but I have to make this money right now. You know, Matthew, I don't know your particular situation, but I came out here with 3 young kids, a wife, and grandma. And I made a lot of money in my day, dude. A lot of it. The probably the biggest bit of advice I could give you or anybody is stop accruing debt and then start destroying the debt that you have. You don't need the shiny objects. Proverbs 22, all over the poor, and a debtor is a slave to their debt. Just stop. Just stop with that. Cut up all your credit cards. Just knock it off. Buy a used car. Just
4 of our 6.
Yeah, you came out with 4 of your 6.
Yeah, the 5th one only left today, like we left.
Yeah. So people don't realize how much time it takes to learn skills. You can get things and money back. You can't get time. So I've got a video coming out that you guys will see called Will You Be a Refugee in SHTF? And it was spawned by a comment that somebody made on the come out of her My People discussion with myself and J. Dudley, somebody made the comment basically saying, I don't want to live like a refugee. Like, come on, Bear, get real. Like, I like my house. I like my car. I like my neighborhood. I don't want to live like a refugee. And it got me thinking, you're going to. You're going to live like a refugee, because if you don't do the things now, you will be, earmuffs, kids, somebody's bitch at some point. Somebody else will be enacting their will on you because you didn't take the personal responsibility now. And I said in that video, you won't be my refugee, because we are doing what we can now. We're not taking people in when the balloon goes up. Now, if the Holy Spirit says, hey, these people are for you, that's one thing. But any old somebody walking down the road, forget it. That's not happening. And so the question then becomes, whose refugee are you going to be? Do you want to voluntarily accept the hardship now so that you, if things truly get bad? Find your tribe, literally tribe up, find like-minded believers, water, a place to grow food, but most importantly, listen to the Father. Amen. It's scary how much Biden has been able to ruin this country in 5 months. This country was already getting ruined. I own my own home in Utah and have cash offers every day, sight unseen, for 10 times what I paid for it back in 1991. I could buy a huge piece of land elsewhere. Would you sell? I might Swiss chocolate. If I had more details, I could answer that better. But I'm
moving up.
doing all we can to position ourselves to operate in strength. Amen. Shalom, tactically, Torah. Has been ruined. Yes, there is Ulfadar tribesman. Shalom, brother. First horse of the apocalypse, Corona and the Vax. No. I believe that the coronavirus pandemic was manufactured for no other reason than it has been stated by the powers that be. Are y'all bouncing? Shalom, y'all. Thanks for coming.
Right there with you.
The World Economic Forum has made it clear that their onus for the Great Reset is the coronavirus pandemic. And we've all seen that the coronavirus pandemic wasn't nearly as bad as it was supposed to be, purported to be. That. And if it's truly of the enemy, and I think it very well could have been, remember that the enemy is a copycat, always has been. And he is the father of lies. And so the Father, Yahweh or Elohim, the Lord our God, when he decides it's time, it's time. I think this was a feint to make it look like it was time, to get a bunch of people spun up to force their hand. So, and I honestly believe wisdom and discernment, and when it's time, we'll know. Amos 3 makes it very clear. Surely the Lord our God does nothing without first informing his prophets. And we think of prophets as somebody who is, receiving revelation and preaching the word of God. And that is one connotation of the word prophet, certainly biblically. But there's another meaning to prophets, and that's simply somebody who is speaking the truth of the word of God. And there are people out there, many people who are out there speaking the word of the truth of God. And I just feel like when it's go time, the Father's going to tell his people, hey, it's go time. We won't be asking questions. Is it the one? No, we will know. This is the one. Hey, honey, are there any beers in that ice machine?
Yes, there is.
May I have it, please? Thank you so much.
Yes.
Good stuff. I agree. I think it was a trial run to see how gullible we are and what we will accept, and to see how easily we'd conform. Ridiculous. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
Clean the rim. Okay. Oh. Oh. It is. Hold on. I'm having an issue here. There we go. Got it. Gonna eat that tomorrow?
Look at this beautiful tomato.
Tomato from your garden. I want to get salt on the SOB kits. Now a salt lick? Is that what you said? That would be due to humidity.
Yeah, Mom.
Thank you.
Getting us to acquiesce to the illusion of power. Yeah. That almost a bear-proof bottle. Almost. They don't make one.
Thank you.
We sold it all and moved to a rural area and did a 180 in our lives. And thank Yah for all the blessings. Amen. So, yeah, I think when it comes to the global pandemic, it was a ruse. And millions, if not billions of people fell for it. But I don't think... When it's the Father's timing, we will know. I mean, Yeshua, Jesus himself says in Matthew 24, see that you are not deceived. And we won't, I just feel like we're not going to have to wonder, is this the one? We will know this is the one. Yummy. Patrick, bless you. It was scary to see how quickly people just blindly accepted the lockdowns and the masks and the social distancing. And now these vaccines, our nation is full of lemmings. So, JJ, to that point, I think a lot of that has to do with extremely selective media coverage. Because where we are, there weren't lockdowns, masks, and it lasted about 2 weeks because people just kept going in and doing whatever the hell they wanted, and they were just like, screw this, and they gave up. They stopped.
Well, they stopped enforcing.
They stopped enforcing
trying
it.
to enforce it.
In the state of Oklahoma, it is now illegal to require somebody to get the COVID vaccine. So remember, the media can't tell you what to think, but they can tell you what to think about. And there's been a hell of a lot of selective reporting here controlling the narrative of what's going on with this COVID-19 stuff. And so the perception, myself included at times, has been that the country's full of sheeple. But I've actually been blessed to spend a lot of time in different areas of the country lately. And yes, there are some, but it's certainly not everybody. It's actually been quite good for me to visit other areas of the country and see normalcy, see good, decent, hardworking Americans who are like, F this S, nope, not doing it. We are way more alike than we think we are. And there are way more freedom-loving people out there and lovers of this country out there than we think that there are. It pains me that the silent majority is a thing, but there are real good people out there. And there are a lot of people who stood up and simply said, no, I'm not doing that. But we were talking about this a year ago. Exercise your no muscle. I love using my no muscle. No, I'm not doing that. Well, you have to. No, I don't. Well, yeah, but no, I'm not doing that. You cannot make me do that. Entirely changes the conversation. So there are definitely some people that just folded like an old lawn chair under the pressure of COVID-19.
Oh, absolutely.
But there are a lot of people who didn't.
Yeah, there are. And I think even people who were compliant at first, I think have been more aware of kind of the gimmick that has been going for the past year and a half-ish soon. and they're just over it.
Who is shining the light? See that?
It's over your head.
Do we need to kit up and do some stuff?
Could have been something on the. Something in it?
I don't know.
I don't know if you'd see it.
Thought it was a reflection. Me too. Thanks for the Mountain Maid video on Patreon. It touched my soul more than you can imagine. I now stand where she stood before she coup-hamped. What a blessing and motivation her life is. Yeah, she is awesome.
She is awesome. I have yet to meet her.
We need to go see her. She is awesome. Because that's how Oklahomans roll. Yep. What's up, Jimmy Carr? Sorry, Bear was testing out a new light I bought. Roger that. What's up, Concrete? Matthew Clark, thank you. Thanks for the IFAC Slim Kit, Boo Boo Kit, and refill. You're the man, bro. Super quality product, my friend. I appreciate that. By the way, Cub kits, if you want Cub kits as well, get them. We have what we have.
Cub Rose.
Cub kits, Cub Pros. Yeah. Get them. We have what we have. And then after that, forget it. Yes, I did see Texas just went big for the Second Amendment. I'm honestly, good job, Texas. That Texas suppressor law is awesome. You know, Dan Hendrickson, I hear that a lot, and I've said this at times as well, the Sodom and Gomorrah reference. Remember that Lot was negotiating with the Father, 50 men, 30 men, 20 men, 10 men, find me 10 righteous men, and I won't destroy this city. Well, I'm proud to say I, on regularity, have more than 10 righteous men on my back porch. And so, but that's a micro thing, not a macro thing. Because I also think as a nation, we no longer deserve the Father's blessing because we don't hold him in high regard. We pay lip service to him rather than being truly obedient to him as a nation. But he knows our hearts as individuals. And he has always, I mean, Yeshua himself talks about separating his sheep from his goats. And so the Father, the one, they know where we stand. They know our hearts. And while on the macro, we don't deserve their blessing, on the micro, we certainly can do what we can to be obedient to them and to receive those blessings on the micro. And that, it's been a huge mindset shift for me. I don't know how to fix the country.
Right.
But I have an idea about how to fix my house, how to fix my neighborhood. And if I can do it, you can do it. And we should be doing it. And that gets back to, you know, a republic if you can keep it. Our Constitution was for law-abiding, God-fearing citizens. We don't have that anymore. And that's not something that can be fixed, says me, from the top down. Especially as self-identified conservatives, who are we to say we want stronger federal powers to mandate righteousness? It doesn't work that way. Righteousness is a heart condition. That's an individual decision. It's not a national decision. The wrenches all went to bed. Oh, geez, honey, what did you do? It's over now.
She's got a comment.
All hail Sarah Hoskins, the newest in the Blue Wrench Mafia. I'm telling you, it's not wrong. Our leaders are out of control. They make unconstitutional laws waiting to be challenged. I agree. Wholly inadequate for anyone else. Yes. How is Grandma? LB asked.
She is doing good. Her garden is thriving, and she's out there every day doing little bits and little projects and mowing her front yard with her little reel mower. And yeah, she is happy.
Jason Larimore, Arizona class will be posting in the next couple of weeks. I'm here but can't read, putting kids to sleep. Roger that. Sergeant Storms. Sarah Hoskins has been waiting for this. Oh no, what if she just goes haywire?
Well, then we'll unblue rent
Okay.
her.
All right. You sure?
Yes.
Yes, you can't legislate morality, righteousness, and the blessings from obedience. Amen. I agree.
Something else is to keep in mind with that comment, of not some more of the apology or whatnot. Y'all didn't flood the earth until there was one righteous family left.
Right.
Yep. Agreed. And so we often throw around that, if God doesn't judge America and soon, he owes Sodom and Gomorrah an apology. And I have felt that way many times. I feel that way often when I go into the world. Mm-hmm. I'm like, gosh, look at some of these people. But 10 righteous men in that entire city, we're surrounded by righteous men. Praise the Father. And righteous women, right? And so
good people.
there are pockets of hope in this country, and that's the whole point, is to develop these pockets of freedom, these pockets of liberty, these pockets of righteousness, that when things get stupid, you, where you are at, have the ability to operate from a position of strength.
And there will be little pockets everywhere.
Mm-hmm. My knees hurt.
Sunburn?
No, like the bones.
Oh.
Bear, you are an inspiration, brother. The help you have provided to so many is such a blessing. We all need to turn to our Creator and love our neighbors. Simple. Oh, praise the Father. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I went rucking this morning. No,
I know.
Now my knees hurt. So, Sarah found the one ring. I'm just glad to be in one of those pockets. Amen. Me too. And to that point, it's not easy. To whom much is given, much is required. And he who can be trusted with little can be trusted with much. There's a responsibility for those within these pockets of righteousness and freedom and liberty. Are you Messianic? No, because Messianic is Judaism and we're not Jews. We are followers of Messiah. Do you have a women's Bible study every Wednesday night on Patreon?
7 p.m. Central.
Shalom, Garen. Have a good evening.
It's a Zoom call, so.
Matt 24 explanation. I've gone through Matthew 24 more times than I can count on live streams.
Is there a video on it?
No.
Oh, right.
Maybe there should be at some point. We've seen just in this small town how important and necessary it is to be the light. These people need it. Yep.
And they do. Like,
no, Rooster,
so
it is
much
not.
of the world is bad and negative and chaos, and people interact with people all the time. But to step up and do things and actually help your neighbor isn't a trait that's found very often.
Yep.
And especially in younger-ish generations, we tend to take care of ourselves and not know our neighbor. And we know all of our neighbors.
JJ, I thought you had a video on what you believe about the Bible and your religious views. I have a 3-part testimony, and I understand the use of the term religious views. I'm not religious. Religion is doctrines and dogmas of men, and I don't do that at all. I read the Bible and I do what it says, and you can just search Bear Independent Testimony, and you'll find that on YouTube. And then somebody else said, Armor question, concrete. Have you built the Palmer 80 yet? By any chance, and if so, is it cycling properly? I'm familiar with the Palmer 80s, and I'll say that 33% of the ones that I've handled did not cycle properly.
RatTube, there's lots of videos on YouTube other than the weekly brief.
There's lots of what?
He asked any plans to do other vids again here. Weekly brief.
So we said at the turn of the year, at the beginning of the year here, that we're going to focus more on preparedness and homesteading this year, and we've been trying to do that. And so we have prepper videos here, and we have homesteading videos here, and then we have our Bible videos here, and then we do this Thursday night live stream. And occasionally, when there's intelligence that I feel like I need to share with y'all, I will, but I'm not going to do it in a scheduled format, because then it's not good for me. And if it's not good for me, it's not good for y'all. And then the real thing to understand is that our focus really right now, not that we're abandoning YouTube, because we're not. We're still doing 2 pre-records, a live stream, and 2 Bible vids. That's 5 pieces of content a week, 20 a month for YouTube. But there's all of the deeper stuff lives on Patreon. Necessarily lives on Patreon, because the YouTube algorithm does not make me happy. That's just all there is to it. It's like doing battle, so I'm not gonna. Good night, Romans. Good night, Lynn. Miss the threat matrix. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't miss it right now.
I don't.
Good night, Gustav. More vacation normalcy is my vote for the Bear family. Yeah, see, and that's the other thing too, is you got to take stock of where you're at in life and then adjust accordingly.
Well, I mean, we've busted our asses for 10 years. And
we've taken more vacations this year than we have
ever
in the previous 10 combined. Yep.
And yeah, so it's okay to celebrate. And we haven't had the chance to.
Well, I read it somewhere. You may want me to read Matthew 24 right now, but I don't want to read Matthew 24 right now. And so I'm not going to. I've addressed it literally a dozen times previously. And I just don't have the urge to dive into a biblical study after 2 hours and 45 minutes on this live stream tonight. So, what's the point of building something if you can't ever sit back and enjoy it, right? So, and we're not, like, make no mistake, we're not rich by any means, but we are blessed and we lead a good life, and that's cool.
I mean, it's a big deal for us to go to, like, the water park.
Yeah, go to the water park for the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, your hair literally grew during the live stream. Yeah, I know, man.
Also, for the person that's going for Matthew 24 to be read, I would. You haven't said it real recently, but don't outsource your faith to anyone.
Yeah, they're cool, but yeah, like Phelps is saying,
Read it. Carry on.
Yeah, read your Bible and don't outsource your faith to me. I'm no one, man. I'm just a guy in Eastern Oklahoma. So I know y'all enjoyed the Threat Matrix. I know you enjoyed the Daily Brief, but it was getting to the point where I didn't. And like I said, when I feel the urge or the responsibility to bring that type of content to y'all again, I will. But it's not going to be in a regimented manner. And also, I'm not just going to go through the motions. I'm not going to try and look at how to fill an hour's worth of content 3 to 5 days a week. I'm not a news agency. And we're not set up to be a news agency. That's awesome, Luke.
Okay, get your notes.
Right, Jason?
What your scissors right?
I, for one, enjoy a happy bear more than an Intel brief bear. Thank you, Juicefe. Been watching 2 years, just recently created a channel. Awesome, Ghost. You have to do what is best for you and your family. I just think, I just shat my daily briefs. How do you feel about doing interviews more? Storms, I like the idea of doing more interviews. The challenge there is coordinating them. Between my schedule and the other people that I want to interview, their schedules are usually just as busy as mine. So it can take a while to set up an interview. But I do like doing the interviews. Maybe it's just me, but kind of concerned how many people want your opinion on what the Bible says means instead of digging for themselves. Kind of really scary. You know, stay, survive. I get that. And believe me, I feel that. I live that. I have said it over and over again. I'm not a pastor. I'm Brother Bear. And if I have an understanding of the word, it's because I read it. And that's it. I just try and create an opportunity every day, even if it's just for a few minutes, to flip my Bible open and read it. And I take copious amounts of notes in my Bible. Like I am developing in this copy of the scriptures, it is my own concordance. I mean, look at how many bookmarks are in it. Right? Look, does this look like something that's like, this is my EDC Bible. I beat this thing up. Like, it's got hardware on it. You know, like, and here, just flip to Ephesians 4. Look, there's notes. There's sections that are underlined. Like I use this thing. And I approach it as studying the word. You know, like.
And absolutely, Glock 316. Like, that's been a big thing. He said, respect what feeds you and avoid what drains you of your energy.
Yep.
Like, we've been trying to do that with, like, what we actually do, like, who we surround ourselves with. Like, it's been a big learning experience to...
From surgery, too.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I just don't have the energy. You know, here's just a standard page. This is Matthew. Look, notes. Notes. So, like, study your word. Don't be afraid to write in it. And the way I see it is like, at some point, my kids will have that Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're like, man, I wonder what Dad thought about Matthew 24, and they'll flip it open and see all these notes scribbled in there and these cross references, and like, oh, it'll give them, at least get them started down the right path. What?
And tactically towards anniversary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Happy anniversary, you guys.
We'll do a few more minutes on this live stream, then it's bedtime. What's the plan for the next deployment? I don't have a definite yet, but I need to. Next week, I'll be speaking with people that may be the beneficiaries of the next Grindstone deployment, probably fall. Right, tactically, Torah? Yeah, like, I've got all kinds of stuff. Like, it's just, it's all the signs spoken of can be seen in Acts. War and rumors of wars have been forever, but Jesus' tone changes in verse 36. On that day and the hour knows no man, read your Bibles. Agreed. I am showing an indefinite buffering problem. No video, no audio. We'll try to reboot. Interesting. Oh, Sarah, to sleep. Roger that, Concrete. I will. Thanks, Hans.
Free bottle calves, would you take them? If you know this person and you know, like, maybe, but if it's like a Facebook ad, no.
Bottle calves are just work.
They are.
Yep.
Like, It's a lot of work, and especially if you don't know the genetics, because either they have too many or there's something wrong.
Archangel, bless you. And GA Sunshine, we have now 14 different translations of the Bible, but my EDC Bible is right here. It's the scriptures. You can get it at our cost in the store at bearindependent.com, or you can go to isr-messianic.org and get a copy there, and it's the scriptures. And I have a whole video on why this is my EDC Bible. And so you can just research Bear Independent Bible, just search for that on YouTube, and you'll find the video explaining why I like that one. You sell fact packs for kids' bags, sweetheart.
We have the Cub and the Cub Pro available, I believe, only in black right now. Maybe there's not all the colors are available.
Yeah.
But anyways, we have that, and that is our 2 kits that we offer. They're specifically designed for smaller bodies.
Yep. Jimbo's going crazy.
I know.
Hey, Bear, do they print with the Hebrew words in the script so I can read? Yeah, the scriptures has the Hebrew words in it. More burpees. Thank you. You're welcome, GA Sunshine.
Yeah, the pocket sized
Good night,
ones.
Lynn.
Font is like
It's itty bitty.
super tiny though. Super tiny.
I think after I get done reading that one in its entirety, my next EDC Bible is going to be a large print scriptures. Well, Jason, let's not do that, okay? Where's your pen? That's a great observation. Great observation.
It's in his fanny
I
pack.
changed my shirt earlier, and it's actually in my El Paco del Fanio right here. And I am a fan of the Uniball Vision Elite. I'm not a pen snob, but if I have my choice, this is what I want.
Everyday carry, Lynn, is what EDC stands for. What do you have on you every day?
Yep. At a minimum, a pistol, a reload, a knife, and a lighter. Yeah, the large print
And the knife
scriptures
and
is
the lighter.
awesome.
Sometimes not.
I love it. That looks expensive. What's expensive? Fanny pack? No, we're going to have it in the store in a few weeks.
Don't know price yet.
Don't know price yet. It's handmade by Cody. It ain't going to be cheap, but it'll be a good value. So, can you attach a bayonet to the pen? The pen is a bayonet.
Yeah. These things are pointy. You could definitely
Look.
stab somebody in the neck.
Definitely a weapon.
Yeah.
Dr. Trevor's still here. EDC, pistol, reload, knife, lighter, flashlight, tourniquet. Yep. The pen is mightier than the bayonet. Maybe. I don't know.
Sure.
If we're going to a bayonet fight, I'd probably rather have a bayonet than a pen. Need more bayonets in the store. Okay, we'll get right on that, honey. Bayonets.
Maybe.
Yeah, Dark Knight. Well, duct tape will make anything fit anything. So,
Yeah. You can always.
yeah. Bless your wife. Bless your wife. What do you think of this new quantum life coming about? I don't think about it at all.
I don't even know what you mean.
I don't know. Guys, I'm very much so in the micro, my house, and my circles of influence mode. That's what I'm, and I've been talking about this on the Patreon upper tiers.
Right.
What can you positively affect change on? That's what you need to be focused on. That's what you need to work on. Everything else is really just noise and distraction. Biden said some more dumb stuff. Okay, cool. Oh no, Russia did a thing.
Really pretty ring.
Oh, you found a really pretty ring.
Oh.
Wow, that is a very pretty ring. These June bugs are getting absurd. It's bedtime.
It's a jewel on top.
I see it. Thank you.
I found it.
Yeah, Hans, I've seen those. I like them.
Maybe I can wear it.
Beautiful.
Wait, does it go on this one?
You can put it on anything. No, not my ring.
We're gonna go to bed.
I'm wearing this one.
Bless y'all, Bear Nation. Thank you for hanging out with us for another 3 hours. Again, new training dates are on the site. New product is in the store. We appreciate y'all super much. Thank you for supporting the channel, for supporting the small businesses, for supporting us as individuals, for lifting us up when we need it, for praying for Grindstone, for Caleb House. Just thank you for being a part of our life.
Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate
Truly
y'all.
awesome.
And we'll see y'all soon. Shalom.
Shalom.